such a downward looking view. Oh, let's see what's going on here. I got my little tap. It's raining outside. A little chilly out here. See if this thing's even working. Volume is all the way up so that it ruins the feedback. Let's see. Check it out. YouTube. See. Does it show that I'm doing anything interesting out here on the East Coast? Oh, it does. It shows a little red thing, like right up there, the corner where it says "N." Down here it says "Live." Well, let's check it out then. See. Now that I know that I'm live and I can see myself and talk to myself. Oh, there I am. Well, how you doing, self? In case I don't say hi, how you doing? And if I do say hi, how you doing? And if I forget to say hi, how you doing? Thank you for stopping by. This is Kiwis Road, coming to you from the East Coast. What is it? Is it like this for East Coast? Who knows? Not much. Hey, Redneck, glad you stopped by. I figured I asked, how are you doing versus from the last time you were sharing. I hope that whatever was on your downside, hopefully it's better now. You know what I mean? I'll post the link in here for the Zoom, because there was somebody posted something on YouTube today, and then again somebody else posted something on YouTube, and then again, other people are posting a whole bunch of stuff on YouTube. It's interesting stuff, or is it? Maybe interesting to some, not interesting to others. Some storylines line up, some other storylines don't line up. The words people use to describe either themselves or others is always an interesting topic to discuss. Or is it? I don't even know what I'm doing, but I figured I'd come on. Somebody posted something, and I'm gonna kind of go over it. And it was about a video that somebody else has posted. That's right. All jitters today because it's raining, it's cold. In case you didn't catch it on the foreground. Here's the link. I'm going to pin it to Zoom. Or here's the link to Zoom. I'm going to pin it to the top of chat. In case anybody gets brave, feeling like come on here and talking with me, keep me occupied in this rain for a little bit, probably like a half hour, maybe two. I don't know. Depends on how long I like to talk to myself today. We're taking a break. Friday morning. Huck trash out of the van, and then Friday afternoon, huck metal out of the trailer. We did a precious load. So to kind of give people a little recap here on what's been going on the East Coast before I kind of get into this Forrest Fenn thing, that has been interesting to me as far as, the past couple months, was some of these other YouTube channels, I guess, or individuals or people, or however you want to refer to them on the digital world platform, right? Because I mean, how easy is it for somebody to sit there and come on here and show who they are and what they're about, et cetera, et cetera. And it's also how easy is it for somebody to create another account to start sending out, information about, one thing or another, which kind of goes in touch with an email, a post, a response to somebody else's YouTube channel, which I'll probably end up reading just because I like to read to myself. If you haven't figured that one out, hopefully you know that by now, or no, because I don't like to read. That's right. So welcome to Miners Madness. It's been a long time since I've done a Miners Madness show, but hopefully you have something to drink. So I'm not sure if I've shared this or not, but water has been so much better now. They got these little flavorings that you can just squirt into your water. It's just like yummy, yummy. So I've gone through. So they have smaller bottles and then they have a larger bottle. And uh, I've gone through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, about 12 of these squirt flavorings for water. So within just the month and a half that I've been out east. So I mean, water's good for you. It's just tastes a lot better now. Oh, see, train of digression and miner's madness. That's one of the things you always get sidetracked. That's just how it is, and that's how we roll. Hopefully, you brought something to eat. I didn't. I got something to drink. Hopefully, those who are into it, there's smoking section both forward and aft. There's a boiler room. We have a hospital, I guess a hospital clinic part, a nurse's station on the train, roof access. That's where people can come on here and join me and be a part of this doozy doozy diary of mine of self-discovery, right? I mean, who doesn't like to learn about life and learn about themselves and share what they've learned from others and pass it along? Self-discovery. No? Anyway, I called the wife this morning. I was telling her how much I really, really missed her and how much I appreciated her. The little things that she's done, the type of person that she is, and how she's just rubbed off as a character from being around her for such a while that I'm glad to have known my wife. I'm glad that I'm her best friend and wife. Well, she's my wife. I'm glad she's my wife. Got Trusted. How you doing today? Welcome
I'm
aboard.
doing all right. How you doing back east there, Kiwis Road?
Oh my God, is it not coming through my earbud as I'm all talking to the thing like it? Can people even hear me?
I can hear you.
I guess I could put that down. I thought it was like coming through my earbud where people can actually hear me, but I guess it's just coming through the phone. So I
So what's
wonder,
going on? It's raining?
yeah, there's a storm that's passing through coming from the north going south. So a light drizzle. So now I wonder what I sound like, because now I feel like I'm half the yelling.
No,
And I can't.
it's a good volume where you're at right now.
Oh, okay. Well, that ain't too bad. I mean, I can kind of hear you. I mean, that's the whole point of having the earbud is so that I can hear the people on Zoom a lot better than trying to listen to it from the phone from afar.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, I'd have to sit here and start messing around with that for a whole another 5, 10, 20 minutes. So what have you been up to? I like how you were sharing your little your seed organizer. I like that.
Yeah, it's really simple, but it's something that I hadn't done in the past. I just find a bucket and load the bucket up with all the different seeds, and I'm usually really busy doing laborious stuff, and I just don't bother doing that. So, like, something, all I gotta do is take some cardstock and trim it and fold it, and I have folders, and that's what I did this morning in between cutting the grass because it's 90 degrees here.
90 degrees is nice. If you got some cool area to be in though, right?
Oh, heck yeah. My house is air conditioned. I don't air condition the whole house, but the rooms that I'm usually in, I keep those nice and it's 67 degrees. So I go outside, I can work hard and get what I can get done. If I feel I'm getting overheated, I just go inside and chill out as long as I want.
I don't know if it's always been like this on the East Coast, but like the other day it had rained and then the sun came out and it was like so humid. I was like, I felt like I was in the tropics or something. I'm like, man, I don't remember it being like this at all. At all, at all.
Yeah, it was. I think it was more humid up in Maine when I lived in Maine than in Massachusetts, and that's because of all the swampy areas and all the different bodies of water that are around there.
You know, I was looking at that and wondering about I guess, the subterranean level. And it seems like bedrock is way closer to the surface, preventing the water from draining, is what I'm seeing over here in Massachusetts. Or that's my perception anyway.
Yeah, where I lived, and I lived just 5 miles north of Boston. It was sandy soil there. Because I dug in the basement of the house, and the house was a 200-year-old house. George Washington could have slept in that house. A guy named Peter Tufts, the founder of Tufts University, owned that house at one time, and he was a proponent of George Washington.
And when did you do this?
That was in the 1700s.
No, when did you dig in the house?
I dug in the house. What I did was I lowered the basement. The basement wasn't very low. Basement was, I mean, the house was all cobbed together with things like ship timbers and barn beams and stuff like that. So it was just a whole nest of different stuff. Anyhow, the height in the basement was only about 5.5 feet tall. So what I did was I busted open the floor where there was concrete and got rid of that. And the rest of the dirt floor area, I dug it down a couple of feet. And what I did is I just went along the foundation edge about 3 or 4 feet at a time, because it's fieldstone foundation with a lot of big fieldstones. It was very stable, but I had to get down underneath it so I could bring my floor down to that same level. So I poured a concrete footing at every 3 or 4 feet till I got about 3/4 of the way around the house before I sold it. But I got 3/4 of the floor poured in new concrete using the existing sand that was in the ground. I brought an electric mixer down there. I hauled down bags of Portland cement, and I made my own concrete to pour the floor.
What's up, y'all?
So, what's up, Tyler?
Not much. Guess where I am?
Costa Rica.
Damn right.
Awesome.
So,
Yep.
so what brings you down to the big old Costa Rica down there?
So my parents were planning this trip, and then they obviously invited me because I wasn't able to go on their trip to Cancun, because it would have came down to having to stay with my sister in the same room, and that would have not been good at all, because we would have gotten into a fist fight more likely, or argument, some shit. But since they didn't want me going to Cancun because of that reason, they invited me to this Costa Rica trip, and I was like, hell yeah! So I'm here now, and I'm enjoying it. The food is amazing. And just
Yeah,
There's a channel that I
awesome,
watched that the guy's in Costa Rica, and he showed some of his gardening, but he does a lot of historic videos.
Damn. Yeah, all the
Have
people
you-
here are friendly as hell.
Have you been to any of the ruins or anything around the areas?
Nah.
Well, if you
We're
do,
deep
make
in
sure you
the
take
jungle.
some good pictures. You
Oh,
never
I
know
am.
what you might catch in it.
True.
And there's spirits all over the place.
Yeah.
So how long you down there for?
Till June 23rd. We'll be here for a week.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. Yep. No, I was just coming on because I haven't seen anybody really going on lately, except for a few, or at least a few posting that they're going to come on, or at least a few as far as Forrest Fenn related stuff, which which I'm going to get to in a minute as soon as I can, find it and pull it up and whatnots and do what I got to do, which is awesome to have you two here because then you guys two can chitty chat in the background, foreground. You guys can chat in the foreground.
True.
I know, and chat with chat. How's people in the chat room doing today? I hope everybody's having a good day today. I do.
Hey, trusted, you'll enjoy this one. We found this in a movie collection.
To Kill a Mockingbird.
Damn right. And we found a whole Star Wars series. I have so many movies I like. I was staying in a nice place, and they have a massive movie collection. It's like 3 cases full of movies.
Where's that at?
In Guayna Case in Costa Rica. But the house is nice. But I mean, I'll show you. I mean, I pulled all 3 of them. It's like 3 boxes worth of movies. 1, 2, and 3. They're filled to the brim.
So those movies are in the place that you're staying, right? To watch, right?
Yeah, they're owned by the people that stay or that own this place.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they got a nice movie selection. Nice.
Yeah, that's the pool outside. It's raining obviously right now because we're out in the jungle, as you can see. The backyard. And out that way is a beach. It's a gate to the beach. It's like a little walking trail past the gate and you go out to the beach. Just showing them the stuff.
Yeah. Now people can see a little bit bigger what you're doing because they flipped it over to you.
Yeah. Oh, where's my cup? I love my new cup. It's a wooden coffee cup with the monkey on it. Where are they at? Oh, coffee shit.
Right here.
Oh, what said my coffee cup.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's like a real nice place.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's really nice. I'm sipping on Fresca.
So this is how you got the view of the pool and everything versus my damp carport from my dad. I'm just gonna leave my video off. That way your video's rolling.
Oh yeah.
At least for now, anyway. Oh, how come mine just shows a blank Kiwis road? Hogwash.
Where's Costa Rica at?
It's like right above Panama. It's like right on. It's one of those tip things of Mexico coming off.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
And where are you at? Where are you?
Guanacaste, Guancaste, Costa Rica.
East or West Coast?
Oh
Welcome,
shit!
Lucky.
I have no idea. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna actually Google it. Let's Google it. Let's Google map it.
Well, considering the size of the country, they have a lot of ocean front.
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, if you look at it from that perspective of looking at the map, that is such a single corridor that from the South Island to the North Island, that's it. You know what I mean? So everybody's got a funnel through that small corridor. So I mean, if only you had brought your metal detector if you had one.
Oh, I do have metal detectors at the house.
Oh, you got it?
No, I don't. Oh, it's at the house.
Yeah, when I went to Hawaii, I brought my metal detector. I'm like, you know what?
Okay.
I'm gonna be like one of them guys that you see metal detecting the beach. You know why? Because Gary Drayton's cool.
Yeah. No, yeah, the beach is. I might share it because I have a picture of the beach actually. Just screen share it. I took a nice picture of the beach, or one of the islands for the beach. Let's see where's screen share. Here it is. See if I can pull it up. Photo gallery.
Tyler, did you fly there or did you take a boat?
We flew. That's the beach where that's out back.
Nice.
Well, see, real quick, seeing as Davy B pointed out, yes, happy Father's Day, early Father's Day to all your fathers, and
Yes,
happy Father's
that's
Day
correct.
to me. Happy Father's Day to you peoples on the YouTube world, whoever watches this now and in the future, and future's past and future, whatever. Happy Father's Day. Yeah, I took my dad out with made up with my sister and niece. Go have us some Longhorn Steakhouse.
Oh yeah.
Nice steak. Mm.
Well, I get the chicken. I'm not much of a steak person.
What about Chinese food?
So back west, I mean, we will almost drive in, or at least make a special trip to
You know what?
Mountain Home, which is like an hour away, just for Chinese food. It's hard to find a good Chinese food.
Yeah, when you when you're in the Boston area, the whole coast, the East Coast is loaded with good Chinese. Matter of fact, I ended up getting it on Amazon because to get it directly from the place that sells it, the shipping was just crazy. But it cost me $17 for a jar of the original Chinese rib sauce. And if you buy it's called the original Chinese rib sauce. That's the stuff that all the restaurants put on their boneless ribs and their regular ribs with bones in them. And it's absolutely fantastic.
When I think of Kiwis, what I think of.
What's that? Oh yeah, there you go. Now there's some pretty birds. I'll go back to that so I can screenshot it, if you don't
There
mind.
you go.
Yeah, there we go. Screenshot.
Hell yeah. This is the whole front
See, I like the
entrance when
screenshot.
you walk, as soon as you walk in.
Good pictures, good evidence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. But they really made that place look nice.
Yeah, dude, it's nice as hell, dude. I mean, they got really nice. Obviously, my favorite monkey.
See, these people don't realize you're doing them a favor. You're giving them a what do we got there? Rub sauce.
That's the original Chinese rib sauce from
Oh, rib.
Butcher Block sauces from the heart of Boston.
Oh, this is the best. This is cool as shit. I had never seen anything like this until I saw it. It's a wooden crocodile, and it's got a plastic. I don't know what it is, plastic or glass or something. Fish in its mouth. This is like badass.
Doing pretty good, Davy. How you doing? Davy wants to know how you guys are doing.
I'm
Davy
doing
B.
good.
Awesome. I hope everything's going well with Davy B.
So, yeah, I see. I still need to look up this thing so I can screen share it and whatnot. But well, I guess I could screen share it from here. But I mean, why not just chit chat for a minute while I have myself a safety meeting before I continue my conversation about the title of this show, this train ride, this perspective of people and of Forrest Fenn.
Kiwi, can you read that?
Beach, beach, beach.
All she does is bitch, bitch, bitch.
Oh, I didn't see that top part. All I saw was the beach, beach, beach.
No, yeah, all she does is beach, 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 but it's it's supposed to be like a funny joke or whatever, I guess. When I saw it, I laughed.
Hold on. If you guys don't mind, if we
Go
could
for it.
have a few moments of silence. So apparently, John, if I'm reading this right. John Titter, my dog died today, so couldn't be better.
Oh, sorry to hear that, John.
So our condolences to you, John. I know what it's like to lose a furry child, and our best wishes and hopes for a peaceful continuance, I guess.
Keep it on.
You know, just because, and I don't mean to be. He's passed, you know, but it doesn't mean your memory can't still run, you know. And that's one of the things I think Forrest was trying to teach with about in the Thrill of the Chase is using the memories to really help combat the negative thoughts, you know, in our lives and whatnot. Hey, Otak, how you doing? Awesome on your job, by the way, getting your job and whatnot. That's really cool of you. And also, I believe that you definitely could do over 30 people in 30 days.
Is Tressa still there?
So
Yeah.
open the Zoom's open if anybody else would like to come in and join us. I mean, it's right there pinned at the top. Feel free to come share your world with my world, and let's have a little discussion about the title here in a minute or two or three.
I had never seen this before until I saw it. This is probably one of the coolest things I've ever seen. You'll never see anywhere
What is
else.
that? Volkswagen? What is that?
I think it's the one like Volkswagen car part, and it's made into a bar table.
Oh, that's nice.
It's dope.
Okay, yeah. I see it now.
Yeah.
Well, it's like weird because I'm looking at my phone. I'm also looking at my tablet, and it's like they're still small, you know what I mean? It's like I need to put this thing on a big screen TV and put on my glasses just to get the full size and spectrum of where you're at, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Snugs. That's a good name for a dog. That's a very good name, Snugs. Well, hopefully your heart and your mind will still, you know, forever run with Snugs. And like I told Cindy when Mozart passed away, is, you know, Mozart's just going to make sure that that place is safe for the next when we come and meet them, you know. They're off to make sure that the next place is safe. At the very least, you know, it's a good thought. Thank you. I'm in the process of looking for a new apartment as well. Nice. Congratulations on the apartment thingy too. That is awesome. See, and it's nice to recognize these accolades that people are doing. I mean, you're down there, Tyler, you know, enjoying your time in Costa Rica. Charleston's over there teaching us how to plant stuff, which I totally enjoy. I mean, Indy, she's over there. Her life fell apart, and you know she's learning to pick those pieces back up and rearrange them. You know, John, he's in for some rough waters. You know, but the sea's not a lonely place. You know, we're with you, John. You know, Redneck. I know last week you, like I said, you were having a down week. Like I said, I hope that you I'm trying to hit the show button. Oh, another moderator handled it. Well, I mean, for some reason it's not showing this message, but I'll read it after I'm done. Man, see, I forgot what I was saying.
I do it a lot, bud.
Oh, and yeah, just I mean, even though that's a bad trauma. Losing a pet is a bad trauma. But at the very least, I'm glad that you were able to share a little bit, and hopefully that relieves a little bit of that pressure. You know what I mean? Off of you, John. I was saying about Redneck about his week. I hope his week was going good, and good and bad. Everybody has waves in life, and even as we're sitting here through the thrill of the chase, trying to make sense of the ending, the whole process, what's going to happen next. Is there anything that's going to happen next? I mean, for sure, it definitely sounds like there's some stuff that's going to happen next, which is kind of part of what the title is about, I don't know. I think some more people should hop on here and make like a little panel as we discuss this topic. Because I'll read that post as soon as I can figure it out. Oh, I'll do the screen share thing. Not that I can read it at all. Or I wouldn't even know how to do the screen share. But yeah,
share button. You have to take a screenshot and probably like.
I mean, it's not like there's 100 people watching this show anyway, because there's not 100 people. Well, I mean, I got over 400 subscribers, so there's at least 400 people that know that I'm on right now, or maybe not, because they didn't hit the notification or button or something like that.
Well, I'm gonna head on out. I just want to say
I'm gonna hit the like button. See, I'm the first person that liked this stream already, which is cool.
I'm gonna head on out
so I
because I
hope
want to
you guys
my
like
family.
What?
See
What
y'all
are you
later.
doing?
Peace out.
What?
I'm heading
Where
out.
you going?
My parents are here. I just want to say real quick.
Well, introduce us to your parents.
Nah, I always been talking to them.
You shy? It's okay.
Nah,
it's
they don't know about y'all.
Well,
Peace.
now there's a conversation piece that Tyler can have with his parents. Is like, hey, I go on YouTube and I sit there and I share some of my personal life with people, and Tyler does, and it's like, oh, look at that. That's a nice flower bed.
Yeah, that's my onion. That's my onion bed that I just got it all planted this week. I'll show you some more stuff. This is my elephant garlic row.
Your what?
Planted elephant garlic.
Oh, my Lanta. I want to see what those bulbs look like when they come out.
Well, the plants are dying off early. These they're kind of small for elephant garlic, but certainly they'll be edible. They got dug up when I was getting ready for the planting bed, and I was doing the rototilling. So as soon as I get some squash big enough to eat, I'm gonna fry up some elephant garlic and squash.
Oh, that sounds like it'd be tasty.
Things are coming along pretty good here. I try to get something done every day. My philosophy is, if you do one thing every day, in a year, you're going to do 365 things, and it's going to amount to something. But things are starting to get big here.
Damn straight.
Bush beans.
In this case, people didn't hear what Trusted said. Trusted said, at the very least, do one thing a day, so that at the end of the year, you've done at least 365 things, and that'll eventually amount up to something. And that is so freaking true. Because before you know it, the year after that, you've done double, triple, quadruple. And the next thing you know, you got stories that are coming out to your yin yang. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look at this garden. This garden's
these are
beautiful.
my Golden Globe turnips. I got in here. They're coming along good. I thinned them out this week. I didn't get to the point to get any grass mulch on it because I ran out. But that's okay. There'll be more grass growing. And these are called crookneck that have started. There's more starting over here too. I decided to do some companion planting. So I have squash. Tomatoes are a good companion plant with squash, so I put squash in there. And I could have even around it, but didn't. So I got this row where I got crookneck and I got zucchini. I got those mixed with tomatoes. And these cucumbers were the first ones I planted. And a few of them are almost up to 3 feet tall.
Nice.
I made this here, this 4-inch wire, and I ran it all the way up to the eaves of the house. And that's for growing pole beans on. So the companion planting here is going to be squash, which is yellow zucchini, tomatoes, and then the pole beans will be behind it. So as they grow up and go towards the sun, I can weave them on the fence. And what I did was I put a shelf for my seedling trays so that I can reach them from the inside and set them out on the shelf when the weather's good. And if I get stormy weather, I can pull them into the house. It's a pretty good setup. I'm gonna put 3 windows on this side. And I'm gonna put 3 windows on the other side. And I was wondering how I was gonna deal with the hot sun in the summer. And I was like, dang, pole beans would be the way to do it because they'll make a sunshade and it's just temporary. So I got that in. I finished this mulching today. I got a row of wax beans. Wax row in mulch. This row is cucumbers, different varieties of pickling cucumbers. Still got to put up the fence. And I got a row of snow peas right there. And then my tomatoes against the fence. But they're all coming in pretty good. Things are looking good. I got to get it all mulched in. That makes a big difference. The plants do not like the roots to get hot. And out here on the outside of the fence, which is on the north side of the fence, so when these winter squash, butternut squash, follow the sun, they'll attach onto the fence, and I'll even tie them and get them to go up the fence. I got over here my very first trial of my raised bed, the basement I call it, because I dug down 16 inches. This is a 30 gallon fabric pot, so the water drains out of it. It won't fill up and flood. And I got my plants planted down deep. Those are sweet potatoes that I propagated from a sweet potato that I got at my local market. And I put it in water and they grew. And I took the pieces off that grew and put them in a tray with some soil. So they got big enough and I got things ready enough. I got them outside. But I'm probably going to be able to fit 4 of them across here where the pile of dirt is that I got to sift and get out of the way. And I think that may be the final layout for the garden. Because once I get it the way that I want it, then I'm just going to replicate it every year. But I figured I'd show it because there's some people here, and I know there's some people here.
Some people where?
You're
your
right
house?
here.
Oh. Well, it's me, you, and 17 other people.
Right. That's the people.
But yeah, I guess I can just get into it. It doesn't seem like anybody else would like to hop on. Feel free to hop on. The link is right there at the top, pinned to Zoom. If you'd like to come in and talk about this. There is something that was posted. I'm gonna see if I can't screen share this. It probably won't work, but that's okay. So I got my tablet's about to fall off. I'm leaning. You see my little bucket here. Let's see. Screen share. Let's see if I can do this. Can I do this? And there was a photo. It's a gallery. Oh, this is the one. Yeah. There we go. Let's see what this looks like. I don't know. Is it working? Maybe not. Can you see the screen or no?
I can see the screen. It's just the writing's always so small that I can't.
Oh, the
read
writing's
it.
so small, right? There we go. All right, so that's even better. There we go. I guess I can only go so far big. Oh, it won't let me go so far big. We'll just do it like that. But no, somebody, like I said, somebody had created a video today, which I happen to have watched, which I happened to find even. I noticed as soon as I started watching it that it looks very familiar. The quick design and layout from another YouTuber. So the two YouTube channels had similar video playouts. That was the first thing that hit me up right off the bat. So, I mean, there's another YouTuber out there who does, I like some of his stuff. He uses good video clips. And I think in this one, I like the two video clips, if there was two in this, but I didn't like the content that was being shared. It was interesting what they were sharing. The other day, I think it was yesterday on the news, there was a hospital where a guy got busted for selling body parts. Now, I guess the term is called leering. Whatever that means, I mean, I haven't really looked it up, but yeah, it's a, for lack of a better word, I mean, it's a weird thing that people would do, I guess. I hate to say to each their own, but wow. Anyway, moving on. So
Yeah,
there's a
it's
video.
strange. It's kind of strange for an individual to do it, but the hospitals do it. The hospitals sell
Right?
body parts.
Well, so here's a difference. So the leering, I'm not sure is the term for selling body parts as far as what somebody else does with said body parts. Now, selling body parts to another, from to help with organ transplants and stuff like that, that's one thing. But there's the darker side of some humans that, let's say they go on the realm of darkly perverse, for lack of a better word. And so, I mean, that kind of, I don't know, when I seen this video that this is showing somebody's house, their internal workings of the house, and then their back, I'm assuming it's the backyard of I would have to say that it looked like this place was Forrest Fenn's house that was in this video that was played today or created today. I could be wrong. Most likely am, but I mean, if Forrest Fenn wanted his internals, workings of his property and house laid out, he'd do it himself, I would assume, And then, I don't know, that's like a home safety thing, how I look at it, military perspective, I guess. I mean, that's your home base. You don't want people knowing your layout because they know the ins and outs, where everything is, et cetera, et cetera. But that's kind of what they're doing on a national security level too. But that's neither here or there. Back to this. But guilty. So when I say guilty by association, it's amazing how easy a person can be presumed guilty in today's society by an accusation, and where it is no longer the burden of proof on the accusation, but rather the burden of innocence on the victim. So if you realize what I just said, it's ass backwards in today's society.
Well, it is. It started with when the CIA started calling people conspiracy theorists after the JFK assassination. Yet, as we see on a regular basis, and we know it's a job of the policing and judicial system to run conspiracy theories in order to find the bad guys. So for some reason, it's not okay for John Q. Public to run the scenarios of the government officials and their conspiracies, or like I like to call it, just a bunch of jackboot thugs walking the same direction.
Yeah. So I mean, I would have to say, nope. I just got lost.
Did I freak you out a little?
No. Say that last sentence.
A bunch of jackboot thugs walking the same direction. It's not a conspiracy. It's just the same mentality, authoritarian, parasitic narcissists.
I mean, I would hate to say this, and I could be wrong, but literally speaking, the term "you're a product of your environment" is I would have to say, a true and fundamental statement, at the very least, to any person. I mean, what I've noticed, with people in society, money, unfortunately, has taken in place of trade and what used to happen, and it's like the value that people place on money. If you don't have a lot of money, I would almost say you have more value in it. If you have a lot of money, you have less value in it because you have a lot of it, so you don't value it. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? I'm probably saying it backwards anyway, but it's neither here nor there. Hey, Otech, how you doing today?
Hey, Kiwi. Sorry,
Hi, Lady
I was
Otech.
in the middle of breakfast. Hey, Tristan. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we
Yes.
can hear you.
Hi, Tristan.
Hello. I think things are going good with you, aren't they?
Yes, I'm so excited and happy.
Awesome. Happiness is the pot.
Yeah. And I mean,
Happiness is what you make it. That is for sure.
well, I'm like saving up until September 10th. But after that, I think I'm going to start paying it forward and, putting out little treasure hunts for free for like $15,000, $2,000 prizes and stuff sometimes, just to pay it forward.
Well, that's a wonderful idea, but take some time for yourself, like you've been doing, and just kind of keep working on yourself and just focus on what you're doing. That's working for you right now. You know what I mean?
Trust me.
I'm
good. I'm mentally healthy right now. A huge part is because I stepped away from this damn community, but yeah, I got my dream job. I did so good. They called me and said I freaking killed it. Well, they actually said I fucking killed it, but it was crazy. And I'm moving out of where I'm at now in September. And I picked out furniture and stuff to decorate because I started from scratch, when I left and did all that stuff last year.
Yeah.
So to comment on DVB, I don't buy a whole bunch of brand new furniture every time I move. It's just right now I'm starting from scratch. So I have to do that. I have to buy pans and knives and cups and forks and, everything apartment needs. But I'm super excited.
I should do a show and tell on Tuesday with some old, what I think they're old wooden utensils.
Oh, I used to love those. My mom had those. You know what's also really good?
I'll do that
Those
on Taco
metal,
Tuesday.
those metal or those copper cups. They always keep your drink cold, like ice cold.
I know. I want to get me like a good 12 or 16 ounce copper cup. I have to find me one somewhere. I was hoping that my dad had some laying around here, but I mean, he's got enough copper that I could probably smelt me a cup. But we already turned that in for precious metals down at the facility.
That'd be really cool.
What?
If you made one, you should document it.
I mean, I could, but it's like I'd rather just buy one. It's so much easier, so much cheaper too.
True, but you could create your own like cup that fits all your preferences.
Like I said, there's a point in your life when you start, and I almost hate to say it, but it does come down to money. And I'm not saying I can afford to go out and buy a bunch of copper cups. No, I can't. But it's not like I can afford to go out and buy a whole setup of forging equipment and a furnace and sit there and forge me a copper cup. As much as I would love to, you know what I mean? So
I mean, you
I'm
could if
stuck
you
in the
turned it
middle.
into a business.
But see, that's the thing is, if I was like, so the other day, all right, this is gonna be a long, short story, but it's probably gonna be a long story and it's probably gonna bore you guys. But so my father, he works with this other guy. This other guy, he thinks he's like an adopted son, because he works so well with my father, whatever. He's got this young kid that's working for him. Well, this young kid he's like 23 or 4 or something like that. He's a certified welder. Now he says that he's on salary with this guy that works for my father. I was like, oh my God, you want salary? He's like, oh yeah, blah blah blah. It's like, okay, that's first mistake is, for me, unless you can, if you're adaptable to salary, sometimes salary pays way better. You know what I mean? You have a little bit more control, flexibility. But yeah, I have no idea where I was going with the story, but I was trying to tell him, just plan out like a 5-year plan, and be able to see if it's something that you can. Oh, that's what I was telling him. I was like, the key to doing your own business is you want to find something that you can wake up in the morning, you can have lunch, have supper, whatever, but throughout that day, you can do something that you enjoy. And if you can minimize the effort, I guess, but have such quality, that would be a key thing. But if you can make that day last 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, you got yourself a 4-day work week of something that you enjoy doing. And if he's a welder and he enjoys welding for industrial, or if he enjoys welding for doing an art side of it, or if he, commercial or home or automotive, there's all different pay factors. And it's like, if you're going to do this, do a job that you enjoy so that it's not a job. You're getting paid to have fun. And it's hard to find that in today's world.
That's true.
I don't know where I was going with that one, but I always get
Do what you
lost.
love, and it's not a job.
Yeah. And you're just making money on top of it. That's the icing on the cake. Is you're doing something that you enjoy and you can make a little bit money off of it. All this stuff that was given to my dad that's been sitting here, he enjoys taking it apart. He got it for free and he makes some money off of it off the side. So
That's cool.
Well, not really when it's all rusted.
Not
It's been here for 30 something years, 20 years, some some 5, 15. Yeah.
Do you remember when I worked for my old job, and every time I would post like, oh, if I get 30 hires in 2 weeks, I'll get
That's
like
what I'm
a
saying.
$500 bonus. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I swear you had like 20 people you had to hire in like 2 weeks or a
Oh, it was
week or
less than
something like
that.
that.
So this is the difference between my old company and my new one. So if I hit 30 people in 30 days, I get an entire all expensive paid trip out to Florida.
I know, that's what I'm saying is I think you can do it. Yeah. Easy.
And a bonus. So I get a bonus and a whole paid trip out there. So it's really funny because I'm like, they don't understand. I could do this in 2 weeks. I just am setting up the whole system because they have this like different applicant
Well,
tracking system. And it's
uh-huh.
so confusing. I swear the person who designed this applicant tracking system just wanted to watch the world burn. So I have to like go in because I'm the only recruiter there. I'm like the recruiter running everything. So I have to do a meeting with Indeed on Monday to just change the whole entire subscription we have with Indeed so that I could
Right.
see the resumes, the candidates' names on the resumes, the phone numbers, and be able to bulk message because that's how I poach. And poaching is when
Yeah.
you know someone qualifies, but they didn't apply. You want them to apply and you convince them to apply. So
Yep.
I do that. And if I do 30, like honestly, if they really want to give me 30 days, I'll do 60 in 30 days. I'll be like double
So
my
here I
bonus.
was just about to tell you. I was just about to tell you is what you do is and then the next challenges will be like, well, can you do 29 in 29 days? Right? So you do 35 in 29. You see what I mean? You got to stretch out your bonuses if you want to make them last throughout your career life there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you just go a few to several above each time and you make it work out that way. That way you don't because if you come swinging out like that, then they're gonna expect you to do that every freaking time, and life's gonna throw you some curveballs. You might not be able to make you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, I mean, right now, because
But
the
that's an
economy is so
awesome
different.
thing.
Well, my previous company, I was calling mortgage bankers to convince them to transition over to debt consolidation, right? Now, I'm basically doing what's the most impossible thing ever in the economy right now. I'm convincing mortgage bankers to stay in the mortgage industry. That one's pretty hard. But I'll get it
This will
done.
be an interesting journey.
Yeah, I mean, my whole background's mortgage, so it's what I know and what I'm good at. Wait, what?
That's awesome.
I'm going to interrupt here for a commercial. What every pantry needs is a trusted living vacuum seal. Now, you have to seal something such as a jar of rice because you need to stock up rice and try not to dump it on the floor like I'm doing.
Are you showing a vacuum sealer?
Yes, you load up the jar
Where
of
is it?
rice.
Oh,
Where's the vacuum sealer?
I see it.
I'll show you. You
All right.
put the
I
lid
took off my
on.
screen share.
You put the metal lid on, and then you back it off like a quarter of a turn so that it's a little loose. Get your
Can you give
vacuum
us another
vessel.
demonstration?
Yes.
So this is a
Get your
trusted
vacuum
living
vessel.
home vacuum sealing
Yes.
system, right?
Yes, I made this myself.
And you can specifically order these at what is it on Trusted Living YouTube? Something.
They are not currently available, but maybe someday they will be. But you could build it yourself. So you get your vacuum vessel, you get your jar, you get the lid backed off the quarter, you snug this lid down tight. You got a high volume pump here You put it on put the hose onto the vacuum end, pull it down once, pop the hose, and that's it.
Wait a minute. What the hell?
All right. So for a full demonstration,
Hard to get out.
trusted.
So, you know it's sealed because the button that's on the top is down. Can't press, there's no flex, so it's perfectly sealed. Tighten the lid, put it in the pantry, ready to go.
Hey, trusted. So I'm gonna
Yes.
get you to do it one more time, and I'm gonna mute my microphone so that all this rain and road traffic doesn't block you out, and we can have a full screen demonstration of the trusted living self-vacuuming system. Ready, set. All right, quiet on the set.
Okay, I can open this back up then now. Okay, if you want to vacuum seal a 32-inch mason jar, get your food ready. I didn't use the funnel last time, so I use the funnel this time. For your food, dried food, this is for dry goods only. Don't do this with wet goods and then store it because you'll end up poisoning yourself. Put your metal cap on, put your band on. Once you get it down snug, back it off a quarter of a turn. Open up your vacuum vessel. Put your jar in the vacuum vessel. This is probably the hardest one to put in the vacuum vessel because it's a wide mouth. So there's not very much room to get it in there, but we can do it. Screw the top on the vacuum vessel, snug, so it's nice and tight. Take your pump, pull it down once, pull the hose, and your jar should be sealed. Make sure you always check the jar that it's sealed because sometimes there are failures. When we're talking about survival, we don't want a failure. You check your button's pressed all the way in, there's no flex, it's a success.
Ew, tomorrow's Father's Day.
Every father should have one of these. And every mother should make him use it.
Well, there you go, folks. And if you want to find out, I think Trusted is going to do a video and he's going to build another one so that he can show people either A, how to do it themselves, or B, you can just message him and maybe he might build you one for a small fee of whatever it is he charges.
Well, I am going to do a video on how to build one. And yes, I'm going to build another one. One of the most important things is to get the right pump. Some of the lesser expensive pumps don't work as good on the vacuum side. So this one here, what's it called? High output air pump, double quick 3, number 5 by Intex is a very good pump to build a vacuum sealer. It's simple. I mean, it's just having a pump, having a vessel. You know, this one was a $6 glass jar from Walmart. I drilled a hole in it. I put a pipe fitting of the right size, and I screwed the hose on it. It's that simple. But I'll actually find some new parts and do a video to show people step by step. Because
That
that's
way
what
I
I
can start
do here.
canning.
I do things like that. That's my life.
Self-sufficient. And
I know I'm
it's
going to eat. I know I'm going to eat when COVID came around. And after a few weeks of that going on in the grocery stores, the food was leaving the shelves. I had gone out to get some things. I didn't have to have them, but I went out anyhow and seen all the bare shelves. And I was like, damn, I'm glad I'm not stuck in having to come here to buy food. I can survive on what I have in my house for 3 years.
Oh my God.
I don't like to go out and get other types of things so that my supply lasts longer.
Holy crap, Nitley. I'm reading this thing right now.
You what?
The freaking Carl, he finally freaking served the Fenn Phantom, who AKA is Ghost Dancer Radio, by the way. Holy shit.
Carl
Yo, Carl.
served him with court papers?
He went into the comment section. That's what Kiwi has on share right now. He went into the comment section of the Fenn Phantom and served him. And even though he claims he's anonymous, he's subpoenaing so he could get the information. But the Fenn Phantom is Ghost Dancer Radio. It's, oh man, he's so fucked. I am so happy Carl did this, because the stuff that they posted that I'm just now finding out about, because I've just been MIA, is beyond disgusting and so emotionally damaging for the family and the grandchildren. It's that person needs to be locked up. That's all I have to say.
What kind of stuff was being posted? I remember that name.
They posted Forrest Fenn's corpse and he was half naked, and it's horrible. And he posted the autopsy report, like everything. Shit that was not meant for people to see.
Oh, that's what Frank was leading people to do.
Yeah, I know.
That's what
But
Frank, Shy Guy Frank was trying to get people to do that. When did that happen?
I guess today. I'm not sure.
That was today. That was midday today when I seen that or maybe early morning, mid-morning.
Good for Carl and the family, because they have put up with so much shit.
Yeah, they had crossed the line, and this is where the guilty by accusation comes from. So I've been seeing a lot of in this chase marketplace that I call for Facebook and Google and Zooms and YouTube, that some of these aisles, you know, the stuff that they put out, you know, is touchy stuff. And if that's the type of stuff that they want to be associated with, that's what they're putting their clothes on with. You know what I mean? And to see the type of video that was made, like I was saying earlier, is if I wanted to watch a murder documentary, I'd watch a murder documentary and see that, you know.
But there was no murder. There's no reason for anybody to be using that word.
And that's the thing, is guilty by accusation. So if somebody's accusing somebody of murder, they better have some pretty good video.
Oh, yeah, you're talking about Josh Jordan,
evidence.
right? You're talking about Josh Jordan, how
that's probably one of them.
But he falsely insinuated that Shiloh was behind it. And I went and told Shiloh.
Yeah, and here's the thing, is people calling people terrorists, and people calling people criminals, and people saying that crimes are being committed, this and that. These are all accusations, and they hold heavy on things. They're not something to take lightly, you know? And I would hope that these people who are saying that they continue to have this evidence and these facts and these truths, if you have them, then you just throw it out there. Put it all out there instead of saying you have them. Show that you have them. Post that you have them. Instead of leading all these different things, you know, accusations hold heavy, especially in a legal system, versus YouTube and trying to make yourself a face or a name on YouTube. Trying to do it by accusation in a legal form is probably one of the wrong and worst ways to do it. I would think. I could be wrong. Most likely am. But yeah, it's interesting that I had seen this pop up just about an hour ago. And it was like, oh, really? So it's nice to see that somebody does actually pay attention and is out there and standing up for. Forrest was Forrest. He has his own demons he's got to deal with. But when you start bringing somebody else's demons into other people's worlds where it has no place, it doesn't make any sense. Like I said, unless you're trying to make a name for yourself, and usually that's how names are made. Either you've done something bad or you've done something good. And I don't know, history tends to really remember the bad things versus the good things. But it's crazy. So when I sit there, it'll be interesting to see what happens now in the Chase marketplace and in this kind of shakeup, because it seems like law has stepped into the Chase marketplaces and is walking around now. Because it's not just towards one person. It clearly says that they're going after that person and whoever else has access, right?
Hold on.
Immediate action against you and the persons from whom you receive these photos, right there in the middle of the screen on Monday. So come Monday, apparently there's going to be some new legal action in defense, or I guess not in defense, but against somebody for I can only assume that they could go after for. Can they go after somebody for false accusations? Let's find out. That's a good question. Anybody know? Is there any lawyers out here on this train? Is there a law department on this train? Because I'm not a lawyer. But
Hold on.
when
What was the question?
I have no idea. I'd have to actually stop the thing, rewind it, and listen to myself ask myself the question that I just asked, just so I can repeat the question. And when I'm done and I fast forward to tell you what the question is, I would have forgotten what the damn question was to begin with. But it was something to the effect of, yeah, I have no clue. Oh, guilty by accusation. Or whether or not false accusations, if somebody's making false accusations against another person, and yeah, is that a thing where you can get legal action taken against you for? Because I mean, at the very least, what's that? Well, the person's already dead, but I mean, this is affecting the lives of the family. So it's regardless if Forrest Fenn is alive or not, it's the name that is being defamed right now. So defamation of character to the person and to the family is what's being done right now by this video that was posted. That's how I would see it.
It might even be worse than that, Kiwi
Yeah.
Road.
Absolutely.
Some people might actually get some free room and board and free lunch for a little while.
Say that again.
I said it might be worse than that. Some people might get some free room and board and free lunch for a while.
Yeah, I mean,
That's not your average slander to
no,
use the word murder.
no.
That's a
And-
little bit elevated, a little bit higher.
And I don't whoever they're trying to say that to, it's like, come on. Are you calling somebody a terrorist? I mean, these, like I said, these are accusations that people are making against others. And it's nice to see that somebody has finally stood up against a guilty by accusation type thing, And whether that's the case or not, I mean, obviously there's going to be some type of legal action taken against this YouTube channel because of this video.
Yeah, that isn't going to be like any of the other things that we've seen happen in the chase. This is a serious situation.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about, so at the very least, I would sit there and call it in a form of But then anybody can sit there and do the same thing. That's how you play words. You can call it terrorism. By making that video and putting it out there, you're causing PTSD on people. Not, I mean, specifically the family members. That's creating terror now inside of them. I mean, you're promoting this person's place or whatever, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, that's not something you take lightly. That's somebody's life, their world, you know, that is now being disrupted. There's terror that is being created that should have never been there to begin with.
Wait,
No,
what a
there's-
little coward. He deleted the comment from Carl.
Who, what happened?
The Fenn Phantom. He deleted the comment that Carl put there, issuing that they were subpoenaing the account.
Well, he can sit there and remove the comment. It doesn't remove the fact that it was made.
Yeah.
You know what I
It's
mean?
just-
Somebody
Let
else was
us-
lucky enough to catch it, and they and was able to share it. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
that's clearly. I'll try to go as big as I can. That's clearly that YouTube channel, and I'm not trying to defame this YouTube channel, but I mean, this is interesting legal action that's going to happen amongst the Chase marketplace besides the normal cookie crumbles, I guess, side cakes, some side pies, maybe some
No.
leftover potato chips or something that's in the Chase.
Honestly, I'm glad the family's finally taking action because they've sat here for 3 freaking years taking
Yep.
so much crap from so many people for no freaking reason. I am so glad that they're finally doing something. Like, it's sad they have to, but I'm also glad it's gonna put these psychos just to stop them. God, they're freaking horrible.
Well, and like I said, this is a way, and you can see it right there. It's a clear-cut way of they're trying to make a name for themselves. They clearly now got themselves involved with Carl Summer. Not in a good way, not with anybody in a good way. This is now a negative situation they got themselves in with, a legal situation that is,
I can't believe.
you know,
Oh my god! I can't believe they
it's
still have
crazy.
these photos up. What the hell?
So I don't
Oh,
know.
they just posted
Carl,
a new video 13 minutes ago.
no, probably because I don't know, really. I have
Everyone
to check
needs
it
to
out
go and
when I'm
report
done.
this shit.
I'll have to check it out later on.
What is wrong with people?
But I hope, unfortunately, some people are, and I'm very thick-headed. I'm not very smart. I'm probably one of the unsmartest persons you've ever known.
Why would you say
And-
that about yourself? You're not.
And well, if I say it, then nobody else can say it. That's the thing, because what I'm about to say is, I feel bad for whoever's on the receiving end of this legal action. Some people aren't smart enough to take the hints of legal actions of others and to try to put themselves in a position that would draw about attention, whether you're trying to go for negative or positive attention. Apparently this got you attention, and it's don't sound like it's going to be a positive outcome. So I mean, this is one of the things in the Chase marketplace that now there's going to probably be like a fluorescent sign above the that aisle or something, or maybe on the end cap. But I mean, it goes along with stolen valor, that type of stuff. It's like, people are if they're passed away and stuff, let them be, and that's the thing is it's from the movie Minority Report. if you go digging in the past, you're bound to get dirty.
Well, what's so sad and messed up, because I saw a Shy Guys post from this morning and I commented on it, and I don't want to be like negative about it. Oh, sweet. So I reported it and they just removed and restricted it. Ha, good. Took me like one freaking report and it's gone. Cool. Assholes. Like, it's just heartbreaking sad to see somebody try to verify or justify the way they act, the things that they're saying, the way they're behaving, and conclude it's not real because it's called a quote unquote mock game, and we're not real people. We're characters that are deliberately screwing with him, and we've deprived him of his winnings. Like, that doesn't make sense, for one. Secondly, even if that were true, that still wouldn't be okay. And thirdly, it's not true. We are real people with real emotions, real lives that these psychos in this chase community have been screwing with for years. And it's about damn time they start to pay the piper.
Yeah, how long has Dave Woodard been screaming fraud and theft and embezzlement and things like that? And his responses have gone to the point of saying that because he has not been brought into court, therefore he is correct. That's fucking insane.
Well, that's the same thing Shy Guy was doing. He was literally posting photos of me when I was underage from my private Facebook account, which means he made a fake account to get access to my Facebook account to get those photos. And then he was going on and saying that I'm some actress because I freaking signed up when I was a kid to try and do an acting class. And then on top of that, I warned him multiple times, take that shit down, and he wouldn't do it. So I had to actually do FBI reports. I had to file with the FBI reports on him, and I had to show him the copies of those reports, and it still took him, like, I want to say a month to finally take that shit down. And he still to this day is like, no, I think you're a character, an actress, you're not a real person.
See, well, that's the thing with his combination of saying stuff like that and saying it's all a mock game. They're all actors and actresses, and he's playing in the mock game. So he's essentially admitting that he's making shit up. Or he's totally fucking delusional.
I feel like there's no way in hell there isn't going to be some type of like psychological analysis or like a study on all of us in the community and how people are reacting and behaving and allowing people in the
personality reports.
It's crazy.
It's called mass psychosis.
Well, it's just sad though, because like, do you guys remember how good it used to be when Fenn was alive and there wasn't all this animosity and confusion and hatred and defamation? We were happy. We would just go live and goof off, and the worst we could fight about is, oh, my warm waters is better than your warm waters. Like, I miss those days.
Yeah, there were a few people that made some really nasty accusations when Forrest was alive, but it didn't continue very long. These people, since Forrest has been dead, are just off the rails. They think there are no borders.
Yeah, I agree, Davey. We have all been evaluated on a scale of cuckoo. I'm over here chasing the grail. Don't mind me.
That's why I call it miners.
In the process.
That's why I call it miners madness. You know, train of digression it's a crazy train where everybody's got a brain and everybody has had a breaking point or a happy point or a bad point or you know what I mean? Some point in their life that they can either share negative or positive story that would influence somebody else in positive or negative way, but hopefully in positive way. So yeah, I mean, that's crazy. Didn't call me crazy, but that's what I'm trying to do. But so one of the things was like being military, like everything is like documented, like even all the way down to, you can probably go to the elements
damn near probably. You gotta make sure your I's are crossed and your T's are dotted. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
if not, shit gets misspelled.
It's just like why now are they going to such extremes? Like before it was just them doing rantings and things like that. But then like the longer it progresses and goes on, the crazier it gets. And right now we just hit the 3-year mark anniversary and people are just like absolutely losing it.
So here's the thing: is this is what people are willing to do just to get what they want to try to get. I mean, there's another channel that I watch that lately it seems like it's about a like a coloring book or I think a coloring book or something like that. Almost lately, the last several times, it's like, okay, so this is an advertisement one. It's like I like it, but it's some people will push it to the point of doing something like this, and attention-seeking behavior is one of the best ways to describe it because that's what they're doing is they're trying to seek the attention, and they clearly got what they were asking for. And sometimes they have that statement for a reason. Be careful what you wish for, because it might not be what you want.
Yeah.
That last part.
Oh, the process that's about to happen is going to make people very unhappy.
I'm just see, this is why
So-
I'm you guys.
And I can see the conflict in the chase community. I could see where a lot of people would be disheartened at the end because for 10 years everybody had an equal shot at trying to find a chest in the mountain somewhere. Everybody had an equal shot. And I mean, you were either out there looking or you weren't. That's how your equal shot was. You were either thinking about it or not thinking about it. That's your equal shot. You had as much
Yeah,
shot
but
as
there's a way to react to it. There's people who react to it with grace and say, well, I wasn't right.
When
Move on to the next
right.
one. Versus...
So that's the thing is when so here's the trauma and everybody is the chase is ended, one, then Forrest dies right after that, two, it's like, oh my God. Three, nobody's left with a clue of how the retriever, why they retrieved from the spot they retrieved it from. Because they didn't have an explanation from that person on how they solved a riddle or a story or clues in a poem to a map and a book versus, backdooring it somehow. However he did it, he got it. That's all I can say. It was sold, people bought it off, whatever. It got piecemeal. That's how I know, at least for me, that it was real. It was there. Being satisfied with the solve is one thing. Being satisfied that the chase is over, that's a different thing. Those are different traumas, and people are obviously dealing with nobody wants
sad,
I don't want to accept that the chase is over, because to me it's not. The thrill of the chase is what life is, that you're always chasing that what is that is whatever you want that to be. If you're trying to chase happiness, then you chase happiness. If you want to chase love, you chase love. If you want to chase being a person who is sad and lonely, then chase that. If you want to be a person that goes out there and hurts other people just because you feel like you can, then you be that. Big moral ethics come in question is, again, that kind of goes to the product of your environment. Love has been a big thing that has been there and has been missing in a lot of people's lives. And Forrest Fenn kind of gave them hope that they can find something. They can find that chest out there in the mountains. And at the very least, they found those memories that they were being able to create along the way. We can either accept those memories in that time and that the chest was found and sold, and progress and like you said, continue in different ways. It doesn't mean that the chase community has to break up just because Forrest Fenn passed away, or that the chest was sold off, or that even the solve was never really put out there. That why people can't still band together for positive things. Yeah, I mean, hopefully there's still the two things going on up in Yellowstone. I can't make the first one, but I hope to make the second one. But it's like the poker thing, it was fun. When you got a bunch of people together who have all different interests, different backgrounds, you learn a bit about each other and a little bit something new. And, you know, maybe you learn something you wish you didn't want to learn, you know, or maybe it builds new bridges. Sometimes it destroys old ones, you know, but I guess that's just life. And it's sad to see that somebody who is trying to do something good for people, to get them out and about, off of the computers, off of their asses, and out and exercise, having motivation, just motivation in life, learning new things, enjoying the nature. When that chest was found in Forrest Fenn, I mean, where are all these YouTubers that were hanging out before? They're all gone. They're doing different things. Did they go back to the lives that they had before? Have they changed their lifestyle and progressed into doing different things? And that's what Talking Tuesdays is about, is hopefully reaching beyond just the chase community, but just people, because everybody has different things that they can bring and offer in a positive way. And I'm just talking too much. So you guys talk about whatever. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Firstly, it's your show. And secondly, you're not talking too much. You have a valid point.
Yeah.
But
And I'm just saying it's, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I will say it is really healthy, though, to just, you know, get away from all of it. Like, you saw me. I went live all the time, and I would always go on and talk about my mental health and what was currently going on and how I was feeling and how I wasn't okay, and how I would get triggered a lot, and I would get mad, and I'd want revenge. When I finally walked away from this and I started to learn how to not let what people say about me or about others affect me, that's when I started to really understand what I wanted, how to achieve that. And now I'm better than I've ever been, honest to God.
And that's one of the, I want to say that's one of the glorious things that I've learned about my wife, was learning how to be happy for myself and learning how to love myself first.
Yeah.
And it
And
took
they teach you
it
that
took me over
they
40
don't
years
make you
to learn it.
happy. You're happy. And if you're happy, then they can contribute to that happiness.
And at the very least, hopefully your happiness can contribute to their unhappiness to maybe bring it around.
Well, no, that's the thing though. When you're fully healthy
Chetron.
and healed, when you're fully healthy and healed, you're not gonna be unhappy. And if you are, you understand what you need to do to fix that. But you basically accept yourself and love yourself, and you're not always mad, you're not always angry, you're not always these things. You're growing, you're learning, you're expanding, you're changing, you're trying new things, you're teaching, you're helping other people. And what you want to do is bring other people that are on that same path as you into your life, and together you both complete each other. But it's not I need you and you need me. It's I found you and you found me, and we're both happy.
Very well said.
Thanks.
Chetron's in the room.
Oh, hey Pam.
Hello, Christian Shetron. We can't hear you.
Oh, is she in the panel?
Yeah, is. Oh, yeah, I'll stop my screen sharing. And then I'll do that like that. And we're back that way. and then I'll stop my video and I'm gonna put myself on mute for like 5 minutes while Shetron tries to get on and talk to us about whatever, because I'm interested. So 3, 2, 1, topic is, yeah, guilty by accusations. Let's hear it. All right, I'm gonna, okay. No, what do you mean wait? Don't say wait.
There's
Just
no
don't-
Pam. I don't see Pam.
Well, we're waiting for Pam to, well, I don't know if that's Pam or not, but I mean, Shetron, Christian Shetron, or I missed the first part. Shetron, I know Shetron, and I'm probably even saying it wrong. I'm saying it like 5 times.
Oh.
Unless did they leave?
Yeah, it doesn't show them in the panel.
Well, maybe they come back on, or maybe
Maybe I need to get my lip plumper so that she'll laugh again.
Well, I mean, it could have been somebody else just putting that name down too, that tried to come in and then they didn't want to speak because it wasn't the right voice for the right name, and so they decided to hop back off, which is always a great possibility. You know, that's just
pretty
how the world
detailed.
is these days.
You know what? Today's Saturday.
But, yeah.
It's a beautiful day.
Oh, that reminds me.
Yes, it is. Oh, here we go.
Do not use the
Let's try this one.
driven vacuum
Oh,
sealer.
Carl's in
Lip
chat.
plumper.
Okay, Carl, I just reported Fenn Phantom's new video that they posted 13 minutes ago. So what you do is you go to the upper right-hand corner, you'll see 3 dots. You select the dots, and then it'll show all the way at the drop down at the very bottom of the menu, report. You hit report, and it gives you a very of different options as to why you're reporting. It could be self-harm, someone's trying to impersonate me. I put self-harm and dangerous acts for that video, and it was taken down within seconds. So hopefully that helps. I also contacted Shiloh. I let him know that I am willing to help in whatever way you need help to identify those other accounts that have also been falsely accusing the family and Fenn and saying very defamatory things. I have a lot of information. So if you want, I will touch base with you and help you in any way I can.
And that is what we call neural networking. And I'm glad. I'd like to say thank you myself to you, Carl Summer. You may not know me at all, and you probably never will. But thank you for bringing, something like this to a steadfast stop, I would hope. Because nobody deserves to go through something like this at any point in time, because PTSD, that's just something you don't mess with. And especially if it's going to bring up mental health problems in the future, not just acute, but chronic. These are things you don't mess with other people. I mean, because you never know what somebody else is going to do based off of their mental status. So for somebody to make a video like this and try to use it as propaganda or solicitation to get something out of somebody or an organization is appalling. And let's see if I can do this right. Thank you. Namaste. Thank you for spending.
Firstly, I just messaged Shiloh to confirm and make sure that's the real Carl, because we got people in here that do stuff like that all the time. So I want to make sure that's the real Carl.
Well, it either is or isn't, but hey, now they know how I feel.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said it. And others need to say it and help. Others need to help. If you know something, if you have information on the Josh Jordan account, on the Fenn Phantom account, on the Shy Guy, the Granny account, think of the Dave accounts, like everyone who has been posting such horrendous and horrible defamatory things about Fenn, about the family for the past 3 years. If you know about it, freaking tell them.
or even of
this is
other
BS.
searchers.
They shouldn't have to deal with this 3 years later.
Because it's also of other searchers, and that's part of the appalling part too. Is some of, at least for me, is the attack on other searchers. I mean, if you're attacking one, okay, that's your business. But when you're attacking everything else outside of that main priority, it makes no sense. I mean, and that's just kind of like a, it's one of those perspectives I hold. That's just me, my perspective. Unless you're trying to destroy somebody else's reputation.
That's the thing with Josh Jordan and Dave Woodard's accusations is if anybody responds to them that they're doing the wrong thing, that they shouldn't be saying what they're saying, they then get attacked and have the same accusations made towards them. And they're false accusations. The problem is they're false accusations.
Well, Carl Summers is saying he's the real Carl Summers. So again, as one veteran to another former veteran who's passed away, when the stolen valor thing came out, that kind of touched a sensitive nerve. But when you start, like I said, going outside of the main target and you start attacking other people, and this is directly or indirectly, and in the video seemed like it was pretty direct. So yeah, I appreciate what you're doing, and it's because it's not like you're getting, I don't think you're getting paid to stand up and but then again you probably are, but nonetheless, examples got to be made where examples got to be made. And I mean, Rome didn't become an empire off of mercy, unfortunately. At least I don't think so. And again, a lot of empires didn't become higher empires over mercy. Or did they? That's a good question. That's a very good question. What is it?
Wait, so is Pam on the panel?
I don't know. Has Pam come back? Pam, have
Can
you
you
come
hear
back?
me?
Have you clicked the link? Oh,
Can
there
you
you
hear
are.
me?
Go ahead. All right,
Hey.
you two take it away.
Hey, it's not been a good day, for any of us that knew and loved Forrest. I was talking to another searcher earlier today. It's hard for me to even find the words. It's hard for me to not get emotional. I didn't want to see the picture. I'm sure most of you didn't want to see it. I just have a few words, and if you don't mind, and then I'll just drop off. Off and on for the past, I don't know, 2 or 3 years, I've been accused of a lot of things, and I let a lot go. I know people are having a hard time letting this go, dealing with their different emotions and that sort of thing. And I've tried to be as empathetic as I can possibly be. I'm pretty sure I know who the individual or individuals who are behind this heinous act, and not surprised. And I want anyone who's listening, Kiwi, to your live stream, or if they go back and listen to it, I want them to think about this before they go to bed tonight, or if they watch it tomorrow, whenever it is. I want you to think about a person that you love that is no longer here. Someone could be a family member, a friend, anyone that you love, or that you loved, and that they have since passed on. And I want you to think about how you would feel if you received notice that your loved one in their final moments, which were perhaps not the most peaceful moments.
His most vulnerable moments.
Exactly. That's perfect. That's, yes, most vulnerable moments. Their photograph was all over the internet and on YouTube, and horrible things were being said about them. I want you to think about how you would feel. And it sickens me that there are individuals out there, and it all boils down to greed, in my opinion. You know, we've all taken punches. Candy, I know you have taken so much, and you know, this family, it's not about us. This isn't about us. This is someone's father. This is someone's grandfather. This is someone's neighbor, friend in the community in Santa Fe. Okay? I want people, and I'm not talking about those on the panel right now, I'm talking to those who need to hear this, because I know you all, I'm sure, agree. I want those people to think about how they would feel if this was their loved one. How would they feel? The chase is over. It's over. It's been over. If people can't deal with the fact that they weren't a winner and they didn't get a prize, then go see a therapist, but stop attacking Forrest Fenn's family. This is so sick. This is so twisted. And by the way, the individual who is going about calling this a Christian terrorist attack, really? Really?
Well, wait a second. What was called a Christian terrorist attack?
Oh, this has been called a Christian. There
What?
has been, oh, you didn't know that? Well, maybe it's
No,
the
what?
private emails I get, but it was posted and perhaps you missed it. Yes, Frank Shy Guy has said that I am part of a murder and
What?
oh yes, I am part of a, and I will quote, a terrorist Christian attack or terrorist attack on Christians. And that the article in the Santa Fe New Mexican back in 2014 was, in his mind, part of a Christian terrorist attack, that I was in on it with Forrest. He has
What
been
the hell?
tormenting people. He has been tormenting me for 3 years, and I have remained silent. And I have been praying to God that Carl and the family called Carl up and said, okay, enough is enough. Put the hatchet down. I fully support them. I will do whatever I can to support them. I have emails. I have threats. I have so much on this man. I have tried.
Same.
Yes.
Yes.
So guilty by accusation. Like I said, legal. These have legal implications. If somebody were to file a report, I mean, sitting here saying it on YouTube is one thing. It's not one thing. This is
But-
serious stuff. Making
Well,
these
this is
Yes,
the
it's
thing,
accusations,
you
very
guys.
serious.
email
It's
or
very
not.
serious.
Yeah,
And
but
they
you
think
guys-
the
Because somebody
death
can
of
sit
Forrest Fenn
there-
a damn gain to them.
Yeah, but
It's
you guys,
sick.
I have filed.
That's a.
I
Go
have
ahead.
filed 2 FBI reports against Shy Guy, and nothing has been done. I
Oh,
did
it'll
that
be
last
done.
year.
Candy,
2 FBI reports.
you know what? It'll be done. It'll be done. Just like Barb. Barb attacked me and attacked me and attacked me, and finally I said enough. She doesn't say a word about me anymore. It'll be done. Carl will take care of it. Family will take care of it. That doesn't matter. The damage is done. The scars are there. Can you get that picture
Yeah.
out of your head? I can't.
Nope.
I
Nope.
can't. No.
And this is
No.
just before Father's Day. And I'm over here on
Yes,
the East Coast trying
exactly.
to make sure that my father
Exactly.
doesn't stress out anymore about his life. So I
Right.
got to sit there and clean up his yard. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I was like, oh my, wow. And then it just seemed like this video was giving the layout of the property and everything. It's like, what
Yeah.
is going on
I
here?
said to my husband, when I saw that, and I saw that he was saying, hey, everybody, I'm not going to post the pictures, but this is how you can get the photographs. I said, you wait. In 2 to 3 days, there's going to be a video out from some anonymous, you know, some pseudo, yeah. Yeah. And then he's going to claim insanity. Really? Really? You guys have no idea. No
It
idea.
takes
I don't
time
say,
and
well, my
effort.
husband gets on my, and I told him, I said, do whatever you want. When you hear from Brian, my husband, things are bad. Things are bad because I try to overlook it. I try to be, you know, I try to understand that some people are having a difficult time with this, but we are all scarred from that image. That is not how we want or we will remember Forrest. And I think the most important thing to do, in my opinion, is to support Forrest, support his family in any way we can, and not engage in, I wonder, you know, I wonder this, I wonder that. You leave that up to the attorneys. You leave that up.
Yeah.
They're fine in that department. Emotionally, they're
Yep.
not fine. But
I mean,
have,
it takes, if searchers have, and this is what I'm saying is, people make these YouTube videos with these accusations. You know, this person's a criminal. This person's part of a murder. This person's a terrorist. This other person's a terrorist. This person's another criminal. It's like, I hope, like I said, being in the military, you have to make sure you have all your paperwork, everything
of course,
backed up.
of course. Did you
Everything.
know?
So if you're making these accusations, you know, you would make sure that you had all your resources, your references,
Absolutely.
your title codes,
Sure.
your city codes, your law codes, your, not to mention your evidence, which would basically be your video number one would be the person. You have to have all these things before
Sure.
you start making accusations.
Yeah.
Not
Well,
in today's world.
these weren't accusations. These weren't opinions. This was like, this particular person said, I know for a fact that you are covering up 12 murders that Forrest Fenn committed. I mean, how does one process that?
Was that in that video that just came out?
Oh, it's been in emails to me, and it's been in the video. It's been implied, yes. I'm sorry. I don't know if it was a video or if it was a comment. I don't know. I would have to go back.
That is some pretty bizarre shit.
Oh yeah, yeah, yep.
Mm.
I mean, I thought it was bad enough a couple years ago, and I just, you know, I don't make it about me, because I'm like, whatever anybody's doing to me, they're doing that 1,000 times worse to his family, and he's not my family. And you know, this is something that, you know, he was our friend, and he gave us this beautiful gift of a treasure hunt. And yeah, it would infuriate me, but I would keep my mouth shut. I would see what people would say, and I'm just like, well, you know what? Obviously, they missed something when they were 5 years old, and nobody taught them that, you know what, not everybody gets a trophy, and that's life. And you know, but when I see things like that, I am at a loss for words. I don't even know. I don't know what to say to his family. I don't know what to say to any of you.
This is almost during the summer, last summer. I went to the function at the junction there in June. This year, I guess it's going to be held the first weekend in August up in West Yellowstone.
Okay.
But while I was there, I was meeting a bunch of people who were of the search community,
Mhm.
all different places, all different states, all different countries or country. And shout out to you, Tilo. Not that you watch or listen, but anyway, no. Tilo's a whole different story. Cool guy from Germany. But there's there was another person who I met, and it was interesting a perspective that this person said to me, and I kind of hold on to it because it's sad, and I hate to say this, it's sad but true, and I could be wrong, but it's sad but true. But the statement to the effect is, it's sad or bad enough when you have other searchers attacking other searchers or whining that they didn't find the chest or this or that or the other thing. When you have other countries where people are literally fighting, I mean, literally fighting just to survive the day, whether it be in direct gunfire fights or just trying to make sure they have food in their stomach. Don't matter what age, you got to fight to survive, and you're going to do the things that you're going to do to survive. Now, it has gotten to the point where, to my perspective, here in America, that we have gotten so turned around, and we haven't had war for, in a perspective for America. There's the veteran side, the military side of America. They go off and they fight the wars. There's also the civilian side, and this is to any civilization. Any civilization, there's a military side and there's a civilian side. I was honored to serve in the military. That's that. So we're not here in America. We're not having wars. We're not fighting to protect lands where we're bombing each other. You know what I mean? We're not at war with Canada. We're not at war with Mexico. We've gotten to the point where we have to have war of words. And that's where the guilty by accusation comes in, because you can use a word now, not to bolster somebody up and say, hey, awesome job on getting that on that job. Awesome job on getting that new apartment. It's awesome that you're heading in the right direction. But rather, they're going to sit there and they're using other words to attack and tear down. And it's like, yep, nope, that train is totally like derailing, like right now as I speak, like off the edge. No idea what I was going with that one.
That's okay. That happens to me all the time. I hear you. I understand.
Yeah.
And you said something interesting. You said it was a privilege to serve our country.
Oh yeah, so I mean, so here in
Thank
the
you for
chase,
that. Thank
it's
you for
sad.
that.
You're welcome. I appreciate you saying that. That somebody has enough time to dig into somebody's personal, not life, but somebody's personal death is very disturbing and disgusting. And that's where it's like, I just had to go on and do the show, because I mean, this is gonna stir up a hornet's nest that needs to be stirred up, knocked down, because I'm tired of it myself. I'm tired of seeing people getting stung. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the hornet's nest isn't just one person. There's several different people out there. I mean, the community is a very big community. It's not just one YouTuber or two. I mean, there's several YouTubers out there, and they know who they are by their words and actions. I mean,
Sure.
I can't judge people, because lest I be judged myself. And that's why I sit there and say I'm probably the dumbest, smartest person I'll ever meet, because I'm not that smart. That's okay. I'm good with that. That's just me. I'm willing to admit it. And then if somebody wants to try and knock me down for it, that's fine. Won't bother me because I'm already been at my lowest. You know what I mean? No matter what somebody else can say or do to me, I can't go any lower than I've been. The rest of what anybody says or do, whether it be negative or positive, is just another brick in the wall or another stone in my step to get me up that much higher.
Yeah,
That's what I've
these
learned in
people
life.
don't remember too. They don't know you. They don't know me. They don't know Candy, your trusted living. I mean, they don't know that kind of stuff. Doesn't that doesn't bother me. I mean, it's just it's irritating.
Yeah.
But this hits home to all of us, and
Yeah.
this I thought I saw the lowest of low and the scum of the earth, when, you know, some people were doing insane things, and this goes beyond, I can't wrap my head around this. I don't understand, the hate. I mean, this was a direct hate crime against the family. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Um,
Well said.
yeah, this was a direct hate crime against them, and clearly it will not be tolerated. And I don't know what makes somebody wake up one morning and say, I think I'm going to do this. I think this is a good idea. There is nothing that this individual can do or say that is going to change my mind. So I think we all agree that
You
this
know,
was beyond crossing the line.
the Zoom link is open, and I don't know if Carl Summers cares to hop on Zoom.
Legally, I
link.
don't think he can.
I don't even know if that was Carl, if that's Carlson. Who knows? Who knows? People play games. I mean, I don't know if it is, that's fine.
That's what I was saying too. I reached out to Shiloh to see if he could confirm it, but I'm
Like
sure
I
he's
said-
super busy dealing this crap.
Yeah, at this point, he's probably
I was
advised not
gonna
to
say
comment.
nobody knows me, but hey, now Carl Summers will see this video, will know what the community thinks about the whole situation, and know that not only Carl will know, but I mean, the family will know that they're not alone. They're not
Yeah.
alone.
I think that's
And
important. I don't know if it means much to them, but at least, you know, to know that, you know, the good, there's more good than bad. There's always a few, you know, bad, evil, whatever you want to call them. And
well, like they say, the rotten apple will start turning other apples rotten. So you have to get that,
exactly.
that rot out.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, what this individual or individuals, think that they're going to gain from this. I think that, they just kept pushing the envelope, and, quite honestly, I'm surprised they got as far as they did. I thought that these people would have been shut down a long time ago. They weren't. I say they. It could be one person. It could be several people. We don't know for sure, but we all have a pretty good idea.
Well, there's absolutely nothing for them to gain. Evidently, they don't
Correct.
understand what they've created is a lose-lose situation for themselves.
Correct.
What has
Yeah.
been done is indefensible. It's indefensible. There is no defense for what they've done.
Correct.
It is
Yep.
not freedom of speech. It is not an opinion.
Right.
At the very least, it's going to be criminal negligence.
Yes. Yes.
There
Absolutely.
is
Well
no
said.
defense. That's
Well
why
said.
Carl's jumping on their ass. There is
Yeah.
no defense.
I
You
hope
can't
this
defend it.
individual has an attorney that's available on Saturday, because they're going to need.
Right.
they're
If
gonna
I was
need-
that person, I'd be getting a hold of an attorney that was available on Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah.
If not, if I didn't know somebody already, be like, look, dude, I just totally got myself into hot fucking water. Like so hot you can might as well call me a lobster. Lobster Larry.
Right,
That's it. I'm done. Put me
right.
on a plate, serve me up with butter and some rice pilaf.
You know what though? Just imagine this for a second. Imagine that the whole thrill of the chase, treasure hunt, imagine if it was Forrest showing us the face of greed. He succeeded and then some, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
He was telling us, look what greed can do to a human being. Right?
Yep.
Yeah. I've seen it firsthand.
Right. Right. I mean, Candy, you have taken like more hits than anybody I know. And good for you for standing your ground and going, hey, you know what? I'm not going anywhere. I'm not.
No.
But it
Well,
shouldn't
it
have been that
finally,
way.
it's not just that. I finally learned to step away from the chase community for one.
Yeah.
And secondly, I finally started to learn to heal, to make sure I block out or I just have nothing to do with anyone who brings me
Yeah.
down, who doesn't allow me to see my self-worth. And I started to learn that in order to be happy with yourself, you have to accept yourself. You can't have anyone else accept you. You can't have anyone else love you. You have to love yourself. You have to accept yourself.
Correct.
And if everything's going great, which is now it's going amazing, like I've never been happier and I've never had more amazing opportunities coming my way. And because of that, I want to
See?
help others find that peace.
See
and
how
the
that
healing.
works? But isn't that amazing how that works? The minute you turn things around, then it's kind of like you put out to the universe. And then I know it sounds like, you know, cliche, but there's a lot of truth to that. And you're living proof of that you were like, enough is enough and I'm going to turn things around, and good for you. I'm happy for you. And I saw that you
Thank
got a
you.
new job too. So congrats on that.
I did. I got a really, really, really good job. So I guess I have to thank Barbara for, making sure I lost the other one that I was absolutely miserable in.
Well, that's great. Well,
Oh,
Barb, you know, she
I mean-
listens, so good. That's, you know what?
At the very least, you know right there, and I hate to say it, you have yourself a clear-cut case for defamation of character with that character, shall we say.
yeah, I
I
mean,
mean, that one's a, yeah.
yeah, I mean, nobody wants to go to court. Nobody wants to sue. Nobody wants to, I don't know anybody personally that, well, maybe there's one or two people, but that really enjoy, you know, going to court and I mean, you don't, but there comes a point where you have to stop and, you know, wake these people up and say, you know what? You crossed the line. You crossed the line. And the damages are irreversible.
Either that was me, like my service was roboting out, or like she totally like, the transform robot crossed the line. The emphasis on the line. I mean,
Yeah, you know the kind of people that
Andy,
enjoy
can you hear me?
going to court. No, you would.
I can hear Trusted. You were a little robotic.
The kind of people that enjoy going to court with civil claims are the kind of people that are using the court like it's a lottery ticket.
Yes.
Because they're looking to get
Quiet
something
on the
that they
set, one
really don't deserve.
Mhm.
I've been involved before in a court case for 4 years, and it was
Wow.
4 years of misery.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
no fun. If you've been damn it is no fun to be involved with court.
No, it's not. It's not.
Well, why do you think I haven't sued or subpoenaed all these accounts that have been so defamatory and so disgusting? I could win instantly if I were to actually do it. It's like, I don't want to do something like that. I don't want to put anyone through that. I don't want to put myself through that. And I like every time I allow it to just pass, I hope that they'll take that as a lesson and learn to just stop doing what they're doing. But it only gets worse. So you know what? If Carl and the Fenn family want to take them on, I am all here to support and help them in whatever way they
Oh, me
need.
too.
whatever information they
Oh
need.
yeah, big time. Yeah. Yep. And I think, Candy, I think we can speak for many people. I don't like to speak for people. I can't, but you can include me in that. Absolutely. I mean, enough is enough. And, you know, they can take their punches all day long at us, but you cross the line when you're doing stuff like that. And, you know, it's been 3 years and these people are trying to put the pieces back together. They lost not only, their father and grandfather, they lost their mother and grandmother within, what was it, months of each other, or 30 days, or a very brief time. I don't know exactly what it was, but you know, nobody takes that into consideration when they sit there and they do this sick sort of thing. And I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, but yeah, I support them. I have always supported them. I've been accused of being paid off. No, it's called doing the right thing, people.
Yeah.
It makes me sick.
At the very
People
least,
think I have
integrity.
to get paid to do the right thing. No, I've never even met any of these people.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know. I just maybe it's my upbringing, maybe it's my personality, maybe whatever it is.
Well,
I can't sit back, and that's why I jumped on tonight. It's like I am sitting here and in tears, like this, and this is me. I met the man once. Imagine if it's your father or grandfather. Imagine the emotion, and
Yeah.
imagine, like,
so
I feel horrible for them.
the thrill of the chase, like I said, that was 10 years that it was giving people hope, right? Of something. And Forrest Fenn, his face was the image of it. I mean, literally, Forrest Fenn's face was the image of the thrill of the chase. You know how it's not just the family, the searchers. I mean, there's a lot of people that have been who have seen, may or may not have seen that video. At the very least, the people that have seen that video that it has affected. You know, it's on his face is on coins. It's on the
Yeah.
music sound, that music song that somebody created. I mean,
Your memories will
it's
remember.
him and that belt buckle. Yep, him and his belt buckle. You know what I mean? It's just
I love that song.
so. One of the things that I've noticed as a theme in the thrill of the chase is the value that Forrest Fenn offered in the time and in the love.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I've been noticing since I've been back home, and I think this, I'm not sure if it's in the thrill of the chase or in his other 2 books that are part of that trilogy, but I was sitting out here with my dad. He's collected this yard full of stuff for over 30 years, collecting medals and whatnot. And he's cleaned up quite a bit, apparently quite a bit, and he still has quite a bit that's left. And now that there's I guess, how would you say, let's see, there's the center balance. There's a balance of you keep it and you hold on to it and you try to process it the way you want to do it yourself. And then there's the quick and easy way of just how to get rid of it, the quick and easy way, you know? You can pay somebody to do it right off the bat, come in, take it out. And I was basically getting along with my dad is how much time and effort are you willing to do in what you're doing? And then it becomes how much time and effort, and I'm not saying this to him out loud now, but the question is how much time and effort as I look at myself, am I applying to myself for self-care? How much time and effort is he applying to himself? Self-love. How much time and effort? And this is the key thing that I've noticed that I didn't really catch in the thrill of the chase. And it's the effort word. How much time with a loved one Forrest Fenn was emphasizing. But I didn't catch the effort part until I was here at home, learning that in relationships, how much time and effort are we willing to put in for the people that we love? And so I'm here with my father doing this, and it's like, now it's Father's Day coming up, and then all of a sudden you see this video. It's like, how can somebody sit there and, like Trusted said, do something that's indefensible, that would not serve a positive purpose, but a negative purpose, and create not ripples in a pond, but tsunamis in an ocean? It's how do you can't defend that, and it's well, we can at least
it's self-loathing. I think these individuals or this individual hates themselves, and they are envious of obviously of Forrest, of Shiloh. Those are the two that seem to get attacked the most. You know, people get to be of a certain age, and they, you know, you look at your life differently. You look at your parents differently. I mean, Candy, you're young, so you're younger than most of us, and you know, your view of all this is different than maybe a man that is in his 50s or 60s saying, well, you know, I didn't do anything great like Forrest Fenn, and I'm not.
Indy has been around. Indy has been around.
No, I know.
People, and has learned
that's
that
what I'm
experience
saying.
from
But
other people. You know,
this is
as we all have. You know,
I have said she has been the strongest of anyone, because you know what? She's still here. I can say I wouldn't be. I can tell you that right now. They would have broken me back then. And so, Candy, you are literally, I don't mean to make you the poster child of strength, but you have endured more than most would have been able to endure. And you have been attacked by men, okay? Men that are old enough to be your father. And you have stood up, and you have stayed strong. And I admire you, and I applaud you for that. And I think I remember hearing you say one time, you said the chase has ruined your life. And I remember thinking to myself, I'm like, I get why you said it. I totally get why you said it. But I was like, no, it hasn't. It has enriched your life, because look at you now. Look at you now. Look at how much better off you are. Look at how much happier you are, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
learn to take the
You
negative.
had to
and turn it
endure a
positive.
lot, but I knew, I'm like, this girl will come through the fires bigger, better, and stronger. And you will look back when you're my age, I'm 60, or maybe you'll look back next year or 5 days from now and go, yeah, okay. You know what? It sucked that I had to go through this, but I survived it. It's kind of like Kiwi was saying, everything that he survived, things just roll off your back, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry that you had to go through those things. I truly am. I sat and I watched in horror. I defended you behind the scenes, sending emails and doing things. I don't think that was of much help, but I tried. But you did fine on your own. And you came out of, it sounds like a bad relationship, a bad job. So in the end, it always works out. It always works out.
One could only hope for
So-
for the betterment of somebody's mental health, and that's
Right.
that is the cornerstone of Kiwis Road, the channel.
And that's good. That's a good positive channel to have and a good message to send out. But you know me, you guys know me. I don't jump in on stuff. Like I said, I was talking to a searcher earlier today. I'm like, I don't even know what to say. I don't know. I'm so upset. And I was so happy to see that Carl is going to take care of everything. Clearly he was instructed by the family to do so. And I want him to know, and I'm sure he knows, that we are all supportive of him, whether we come out and say it, but we support the family, we support Carl and any of their representatives, that anything they need or want to stop this, I think is important. I think it's really important. And you know, it's not about us, and it in my opinion, it never was. It was the man telling his story, and he wanted to get our attention, and what better way than to, you know, send us out on the trails and go look for a treasure chest. And Candy, by the way, I know you're in California, but I thought of you. I can't tell you how many times I thought of you. I went with my family to Arizona. I'd never been to Arizona. And we always take like tropical vacations, like the beach, you know, Caribbean or Florida or something like that. And there is a huge amount of like the seaweed. It's called, I think, sargassum is how you say it.
Huh.
So yeah, it's like all over Florida, all over the Caribbean. So you can't go anywhere other than a couple places. So I'm like, well, why don't we go to Arizona? We've never been to the Grand Canyon and this and that. It was such a great trip. And I thought of you on several occasions because I was like, we went to like a lot of like these, you know, trendy little restaurants and bars, young people, like really cool, like really, really cool. So if you still, I don't know where Ben and Ashley are, but this was like Scottsdale, Paradise Valley, and then we went to Sedona and Page and Flagstaff and all that, but that's more touristy. But Scottsdale, so cool, like fashionable and trend. I mean, just right up your alley. I thought of you. I was like, oh my gosh, I should be taking pictures. I don't want you to think I was weird, but I was thinking of you. Like it was really, really, if you ever think about, because I know you were thinking about moving. The only thing is I'm an East Coast person. So for me, my heart is always on the East Coast. That's just kind of, but it was beautiful, beautiful, amazing, very cool, super nice people, really nice people, like way nicer than here where I live.
I love it. I mean, I can't move to Arizona now because my job's out here, but definitely going to go out there a lot. My best friend, she ended up moving to Arizona, and then Ashley's out there too, my other best friend. So I got like two best friends that are out there, and I'm like, I miss you guys. I'm going to see you. But I'm going to move closer to my work. Like I can still drive back out here where I'm at now because, you know, Vic, the guy I've been dating since St. Patrick's Day, he's out here. And obviously I want to see him and stuff. So it's not too far of a drive. It's like 30 miles away. But I found the most gorgeous luxury apartment. And so I'm starting saving up right now. I'm going to move in September 10th, I believe.
Oh, nice.
And I just picked out all new furniture. Like I'm so excited and happy.
Oh, that's exciting.
It's really exciting because, like, you know, last year I thought my world was over. I had nothing and I felt like a nobody, and everything just changed. Like once I realized I needed to change my mindset, everything changed.
Isn't that amazing? I mean, that really listen, you're talking to somebody who I was a little personal side note here, but I that's why I admire like what you're doing and everything. I was 7 weeks away from getting married to the wrong person. 7 weeks
Wow.
away. I mean, imagine that. Like, and I was out of town, so everybody had their tickets and their dresses, and everybody's coming. And I was like, I got this big old diamond ring, and the money and the whole thing, and I got all wrapped up in it, and I was like, no, I'm not happy. This is wrong. I want to just go sit in a room by myself and figure life out. And yeah, I walked away after 7 weeks. Prior to, like, we were gonna get married in 7 weeks, and I put the ring and the thing in the back in the box, and I was like, it's not gonna work out. And just like you, I was like, gosh, what am I gonna do with my life and this and that? And literally, like, months later, I met my husband. I've been happily married for almost 22 years, and life is funny. So when I see your struggles and your thing, I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for you. Nobody is more deserving, and that's fantastic. That's
Thank
so
you.
awesome. That's so awesome. That's great. Yeah,
Yeah, you know what's crazy?
you have to
I
take
feel
chances
like-
sometimes. What?
Well, I feel like every time you think it's the end of the world, and then you start healing, or you think you're healing, and then you're like, okay, I'm single now. I'm not looking for anything. And when you're not looking for anything, that is when it finds you.
Right.
That's why they
I
tell
was
you that.
packed up. Oh yeah, I was ready to leave. I'm like, okay, I got an apartment for 6 months because I was living with the guy, and he's like, this is your life. Like, it was a pretty extravagant life that I walked away from, and I'm like, I don't care. I'm not happy. So keep your boat, keep your plane, keep your waterfront, whatever. I'm not happy. I am happier. I'll live out of a cardboard box. I'm not happy. I would be
Exactly.
happier in a cardboard box.
Well, it's because it doesn't matter if you have luxuries or whatever.
No.
It matters that they respect you, that they
Yes.
that they love you for who you are, not what
Yes.
they imagine you to be.
Right.
Like, I was spoiled when I was with DJ. He would buy me whatever I wanted, but he'd
There you
always
go.
guilt trip me
Yep.
about it.
Mhm.
He always dictated what I could wear, how I could look. If I wore too much makeup, I was cheating on him. It was just the worst. And then every time I would have a job to, support myself, even though I was living with him, he would cheat on me. So I decided, hey, if I have to depend on him, if I'm not working and I always have to depend on him, he won't have time to cheat on me. And that's where it got so bad. I couldn't even go to a grocery store without him. That's how bad it was. And when I finally got out of that, I thought, there's no way I'm ever going to be able to function as a human being. I've got like the mentality of like a kid right now because I can't go in a grocery store. I can't do this. Oh, I have to set up for, benefits with my job. Like, it was a whole 180 for me.
Yeah,
and then
it messes with your self-esteem, and you think, oh, and that's exactly what some people try to do is mess with your self-esteem and make you think that you can't survive in the world without me. And it's like, oh, no. You just watch me.
And then now all of a sudden it's only been like I want to say 9 months since, changing everything.
Yeah.
And the guy that I met on St. Patrick's Day and the one that I've been dating, he's like the complete opposite of DJ. He genuinely loves what I wear. And he doesn't care how ostentatious my outfit is. And one time we were at TJ Maxx and we were like, we're gonna go do coupley shit because we were getting a new blanket and some cups and stuff.
Oh, cute.
And he's all, you're dressed like a witchy Stevie Nicks today. It's like 100 degrees out, right? I'm like, yeah, but Friday night I went out and it was just like Saturday morning. I was dressed still like that.
Yeah.
So he's like, do you own like normal shirts or anything? I'm like, yeah, I just like to dress up. And I'm like, if you want, I could wear, normal stuff. And he looked at me, he's all, don't you ever decide to change who you are or what you wear because of what I say. I'm not going to say anything. He's like, that's you. You are you. And anyone who ever tells you otherwise, punch him in the face. And I was like,
wow,
oh.
I like this guy.
And then he grabbed my hand and he's like, I'm proud to be next to you. And I was just like, oh my God, this is real life right now.
See, I know. Oh, what a nice guy. And that's the way it should be. If somebody doesn't accept you for the way that you are, then, and it's the thing I have a son, so I don't have a daughter, but if I had a daughter, I would tell her, you know what, it's, and that's the hardest thing. I know it's tougher with girls and, I don't know, any gentlemen who are listening, if they have daughters, it's definitely more difficult, but you know, raising a son, I'm like, you know, you need to be respectful, and you know, you try to instill these values in your son, but with daughters, you definitely have to you know, up the game.
Instill the strength.
Yeah,
Let them know that
absolutely.
they're strong from their
Yeah.
young. I mean, let them know they're beautiful from when they're young.
Right.
Don't let them chase after what others perceive it to be. Let them learn what that is from inside, you know. And
Right, exactly. And
but when you
it's hard. It's hard. It's definitely hard. I have friends that have daughters, and they are dealing with so much stuff that I never had to. Or our son is 19. And it's just, I'm like, you're gonna be a father someday. You know, if you want to be, we're gonna be somebody's husband one day. And I'm like, I don't want your, you know, wife coming to me telling me things that you know what I'm saying? Like I thought about that. I thought about that through, you know, when we were raising him. I'm like, one day he's not going to be 2 years old. He's going to be somebody's husband. He's going to be somebody's father. And I'm really proud of him. He's a great kid. He's a really great kid. And
so
you know, it's just, it's hard for kids, I think, in this day and age with the internet and with all this stuff that you know, they're under a microscope. When we did stuff, nobody had, you know, Ring doorbell that they could see us if we did ding dong ditch and stuff on the paper their house. Nobody
well, I
saw
was gonna say the product of environment, right? And the door swings both way, or a revolving door at the very least.
right.
Is there's if you look at it, you spend what 1/3 at home, 1/3 sleeping, and 1/3 at your job, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we forget that at our younger years, I mean, it was school. 1/3 of our life was school. So product of our environment is our parents are trying to instill in us as kids the things that they didn't want to pass over or learn. You know what I mean? Every parent wants to be a better parent than the parent before them. You know what I mean? I want to be a better dad than my dad was
Yeah,
me. I want to be a better mom
absolutely.
than my mom was me.
Yeah.
Right? So we try to pass down always that positive thing. It doesn't always come out positive, but we try to pass it down. That's a product of our environment. But then as kids, we go to school and we're thrust with all these different people, with all these different emotions, with all these different thoughts on what love is, what family is, and what life is. You know what I mean? And it's crazy to basically think of it like that, but it's the product of your environment. It's as kids, it's a whirlwind of what we go through. We don't realize it. You go back to like the native tribes, all they were teaching. I don't want to say all they were teaching, but I'm sure pretty much they were teaching was you're going to learn how to hunt, you're going to learn how to gather, you're going to learn how to fish, the necessities of life. You're going to learn how to build a fire, you're going to learn how to build a shelter. And from there, you can learn how to build your family. But it seems like in today's society, you have to have all these other things. And it's like, you have to learn all these different things now to be time consumers. So the product of the environment of school has swinged around kind of like a library is the information. I mean, as kids, we're growing up and learning different values from all these different kids throughout different school years, etc. And nowadays, with the evolution of technology, you don't have to. All you got to do is hear one word and go home and look it up, or even at school while you're at school. You know what I mean? Use your phone, figure it out. It's like, oh, damn, really? Okay, you know, it's like back then. It's your information came from the library or other students or from your parents,
Well,
the
yeah,
people
it's
you were
interesting you
raised with.
say the product of your environment, because they actually did a study. Anybody can look it up. They've done several studies, but like if there's twins that are separated at birth, maybe they're adopted, whatever, and they are you know, they're growing up in two completely different environments, and how
Are you talking about me and my sister? Because my twin sister, you know, it almost sounds like something.
You
me
have
and
a
my
twin sister? I didn't know that.
Yeah. So she
That's
lives here
cool.
in Mass, and I live out in Idaho,
Okay.
or at least
So are you
past
very,
20-something
are
years.
you very different?
Yeah. I mean, our values are different, our thoughts are different. That's what I was saying. Is like, so her, and here's, and I hate to say it like this, and this is the thing, is the value people place on like love, people, time, etc., places. My twin values and looks at our relationship in one way as a twin, and but for me, from my perspective, I don't look at it as the same way that she does, or that she would want me to. Does that make sense? And so, I mean, just that alone, that, and
Yeah, and plus,
some
think
other
about it too,
life
she's
things,
also
but
female and you're male, so you have that kind of going.
well, that too.
Well, I think
yeah.
a really important fact too is when you're in high school versus in comparison when you're finally an adult and you're grown up and there's life changes. When you're a kid, you don't understand what you need to function as an adult and how to build the foundation of a successful or happy life. What you do is, he's cute, I'm cute, we like to party, or whatever it is, venture, travel, whatever. But you don't know who you are when you're fresh out of high school or anything like that. You're still learning what you're going to become and who you're going to become. And that's why so many fall out of love, because they turn into different people. And you started to fall in love with someone and accept them because of who they were, but then they grow into different people. And that's why people just, they go separate ways. And it's when you finally go through that, you realize what it is that you need and you want in life to be able to have the future that you envisioned. Just saying, high school doesn't teach us that stuff.
Nope. They're too busy trying to teach you on the fundamentals of how to keep you occupied,
Well,
so that you can produce for others and not for yourself.
Well,
think about it.
The public
Go ahead.
school that got developed from the early 1900s, there was a man by the name of Horace Mann. And Horace Mann went to Prussia and learned about the public school system, which was basically a way of indoctrination to create soldiers. And they were very big on nationalism, for example. They were not big on independent thinking. And Horace Mann brought this information back to Rockefeller. And Rockefeller used it to promote the public school system that we still have today in order to create workers and employees, not to create independent free thinkers. And we're all recovering from it. We're all recovering from our indoctrination of 12 years of the public school system, or even private school system.
Think about it. It's crazy, because they send you off to learn about the things that they want you to learn, not what your parents want you to learn or your family wants you to learn, but what quote unquote society wants you to learn. And they're, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, they teach you a lot of valuable things. Ish.
But the ones that get the best help from a teacher in academics are the ones that follow along with whatever instruction that they're given at the school. The independent thinkers are not given the same level of attention or the same type of attention. And that's the problem. We're seeing horrible problems happen in the public school system today, where parents can't even in a big city go to a school board meeting without the potential of getting arrested for disagreeing with the material that's being given to their kids, even without the parents' permission. Some of the things that they're doing is absolutely atrocious. And if an individual was to do what the public school system does to a child outside of the school system, they would be arrested.
Yeah. Yep.
It's amazing. And
Yep,
people don't
they say.
realize it. And here's one of the things that I learned as a valuable lesson from Forrest Fenn is the value. Well, I guess no, I'd have to actually go give it to my wife, I guess. Is the value of planting the seed, of an idea. Because Forrest kind of did that in a sense, but
Yeah.
nah, I'd give that to my wife. Because she's the one that's always sitting there kind of doing that same thing. It's like that movie Inception, which has always been one of my favorite movies just because of that. Is when you can learn, if you can learn the master, all right, let me rephrase this because like I said, I'm the dumbest smart person I know. So the movie Inception, there's two things or two perspectives about the movie Inception. One of them is controlling dreams or dream state, and the other is just the very idea of planting the seed of an idea. You know what I mean? The inception of an idea. So it's got two valuable lessons there in that movie. You can learn how to manipulate your dreams and be able to sit there and wake yourself or unwake yourself, and the value of planting not just a seed of an idea in a sleeping person, but also people who are alive and awake. Hence, Kiwis Road. Thank you very much. Applause. Thank you, thank you, thank you. No, I'm just kidding. But
That's called hypnotism. That's called
Oh.
hypnotism and speaking to the subconscious.
Yeah, but doing it consciously.
Well, there's always a conscious aspect.
Well, so like if you're conscious, if you think about it, you're focused, you're awake, you're focused on a lot of things. A lot of it's visual stimulus that you're focused on. Then your hearing would be probably the next biggest stimulus that you're getting, and then touch. But that's why you're awake. So that unconscious is more, I guess, easy accessible. So it would be harder, I would think, to do a conscious subliminal messaging. You know what I mean? But they're doing it already. They've been doing it since they created like DARPA. Oh, what? Who said DARPA? Somebody say DARPA?
Well, you would be surprised how many people use self-hypnosis and they don't even know it. And how many people that are walking around in a hypnotic state and don't even know it. You ever talk to somebody and sit there and talk with them and look into their face, look into their eyes, and they stop blinking a lot? Depending on the subject that they're on, the subject will bring them into their subconscious to think about it. And when they're under hypnosis, whether it be somebody hypnotizing them or self-hypnosis. There's a lot of self-hypnosis going on that people don't even know they're doing it. And they get rapid eye movement, which is the action that occurs when you're sleeping, but your eyes are closed. But still, there's a blinking that goes on. When you see somebody blinking like that and blinking a lot, they're in a state of hypnosis. And often it's
Or they're wearing fake eyelashes. I notice I blink a lot. I'm not under hypnosis.
I was gonna say,
Candy?
you asked my wife. I hardly blink.
Oh, Candy, you definitely know how to do self-hypnosis. Most definitely. Well, hey, listen, you're a huge researcher, a huge reader. You retain memory very well. That's because you're going into your subconscious to think on a regular basis. So you have control of it, is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like, if you action word. So my action word is why, and that it takes me less than a second or two to think of the word why, and hence that's my action word. So that whatever I'm doing or whatever I'm gonna say or do, I hope that I ask myself why I'm gonna say or do it. I don't happen all the time. But if I got a spare second to think, I'll ask myself why. Why am I sitting here? You know, why am I doing what am I doing? Why? Is it, you know, what am I trying to get out of this whole situation? Because everybody wants to be happy and everybody wants to be around happy people, right? That's what makes life more enjoyable, I would assume, yes. And it's okay, so how do I get there then? And then you start moving, your feet start moving, your brain's already moving, your feet start moving, words are coming out of your mouth, and the next thing you know, you're calling up a friend or a relative and a person is saying, let's go have some lunch somewhere and let's just, BS about something. I don't know. Action word. How to quickly change negative to positive thinking is what I've been working on for like the past 5 years. And that's the best I can come
I
up
have
with
an
so far.
action word. I have an
What is-
action
what-
word. Carl Summer.
There you go.
That's my action word.
Action class.
Candy, who's Fenn Police? They're talking about you.
Fenn Police?
Yeah.
That's Paul.
Okay, it says your buddy Otak is on Kiwis chat, conspiring to throw you and Frank under the bus right now.
Wait, where?
What happened?
I just
Oh,
checked to see if that
Am I
video.
getting? Oh, see, hey, here's
the
another
video
thing
was
I
not
learned about.
taken down, which is
Wait, where is it? I don't see
that
it in
horrible
chat.
video, not the short, but the video. You know, the
Wait.
shorts of Fenn Phantom video. It's still
Pam,
up,
where
even
do
though
you-
Carl said take it down.
Where is Fenn Police saying that?
On the video that Fenn Phantom,
Oh,
the epic
Also,
ending.
I mean, like Forrest
oh
Fenn.
yeah, it's going to be
I
an
learned
epic ending, all right.
about
I hate that
advertising.
goes up there.
So, or publicity, right? Publicity, positive or negative publicity. I mean, if somebody's going to look at my channel in a negative way, there's no reason why. I mean, we're talking about changing a negative thing that happened
Yeah.
in today's ocean into a positive thing that maybe we can learn to surf on.
Well, I have a question. I have a
Yes.
question for you and your channel.
For me and my wife,
How do you think that this person should be, for you and those on So Trusted and Candy, I think, how do you think that this should be handled, that this person, did this heinous act? Just curious, how do you think this individual or individuals should be handled?
I feel like they should be mentally evaluated. I feel like they should have the resources to seek mental help. I think that they have a very hard time differentiating their fantasy from a reality. And even though these things that they've done are very heinous, they're clearly not well. And so if they are willing to go and get help, they should be able to seek help and avoid basically ruining the rest of their family's lives because of their delusions. Because yeah, it makes sense for the Fenn family to sue them for every penny that they're worth, but that's not fair to the wife. That's not fair to the children. It's not fair to anyone that are unintentionally associated with these people. So if they're willing to seek medical help, go see a professional, talk about it, maybe there's a better way to approach it.
Okay, Trusted, Kiwi, what do you think? How should it be handled?
I think Carl's right on the money again. And it's funny because there's an infamous lawyer in the chase that was insulting Carl and his ability, and I think he did everything right. Sometimes we might not understand what he's doing, but anyhow, I think he's taken the right route. He's taken it into the legal system, and it may get picked up on the criminal end. But as far as at the end of the day, I mean, they, first and foremost, they have to be stopped from what it is that they're doing. There definitely has to be some kind of public admission of what it is that they did. But that's not to say that a person should be allowed to just say, I'm sorry, like, you know, like a bratty little kid that gets
Right.
to say, I'm sorry, then everything's okay.
Right, we're
Because
sorry because they got caught, right.
So something does have to be done. I agree with Lady Otak. There's probably an evaluation that should take place to explain in that realm what is really going on. What is really going on? Does the person understand what it is that they're doing? And I'm not talking about mental competency to stand trial or not, but do they do really understand what it is that they're doing? And then it
I
goes
feel
on
like
from there on whether a person needs to be put into a mental institution, needs to
that
do therapy, or what has to be done after that point.
so
You know,
that's kind of like
prison
what
is
I said,
always the
right?
last thing, but prison is not out of the question.
Okay,
Isn't
what
that
about you,
so-
Kiwi? What
So
do you think?
isn't that similar to what I said too? Or
Yeah.
or was that the line?
No, it's, I mean, it's just, it's anybody's opinion. It's just, I'm just curious. I mean, I have my own thoughts, but, Kiwi, are you there? What do you think?
Yep. Yeah, I'm here. I'm just
How,
listening.
how,
No,
how
I
should the
agree with
family-
both of
how
them.
should Carl handle
But-
this? Family handle this?
As he eloquently put it, he's unable to join us due to it. Now, you know, it would be a legal, I guess it would be definitely a conflict of interest for sure, but
Right.
you couldn't come on anyway,
Right,
because now it's going to be part of a legal case.
sure.
Now, and now that being said, it's going to be part of a legal case. So, like I said, being prior military, you know, and people who have gone through divorces or bankruptcies, anybody who's dealt with law in any way, shape, or form, you would understand the severity when it comes down to legal stuff versus
So
trying
how
to
do you
get
think,
a name on
this,
channel.
how do you think this should be handled?
Well, they're gonna probably at least do a discovery request on any and all digital forms of information that this person has
Right,
and who they are working with. So all that person's digital information. So
mhm.
if I were them, I would not be trying to destroy evidence, because now
Wouldn't you have taken,
be
I'm
destroying
sorry to
evidence.
interrupt you, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I just can't help myself here. Wouldn't you have taken those videos down instead of putting one up, making a short, they're called shorts in YouTube land here, of the deceased? Wouldn't you have taken it down? And instead,
Oh.
they view it as a challenge and they put, I don't know if you guys saw it, I hope you didn't, it's horrible.
I mean, as soon as I seen that there was legal action coming, it would have been down right away.
Sure,
But you
this
know,
person looks at it as a challenge.
unfortunately,
Yeah,
but this is their journey that they're taking, that they decided to.
well, you know what?
the
While
road
they're
they
on their
wanna take.
journey, they're gonna get their ass kicked.
Well,
So,
there's good
um,
roads, there's bad roads. You know what I mean? Some roads, you know, they're covered with snow and they look so nice and pretty, and then you just, you know,
well,
go
you know
for it,
what?
and next thing you know, you're stuck in a 4-foot ditch.
I think the Fenn family is gonna have a collection of homes by the time they're finished with these people, if it continues.
That would probably be an understatement if they.
Mhm.
I mean, so here's the thing. I don't think if Carl Summer represents the Fenn family, the Fenn estate, they represent Shiloh, represent Zoe, represent whoever else
Right.
represents the company.
Mhm.
If he represents all these people, he has time and invested interest, which means Forrest Fenn is all he probably eats, drinks, and sleeps. So these people who are coming at in such a bad way, in a disgusting way, to to entice or elicit a response from the family or estate, etc. They did so in such a way knowingly. A dumb person doesn't sit there and go and find these kinds of images, and I don't mean that lightly. A smart person doesn't go and find these images either. A person who's looking to sit there and cause a lot of trouble, not just for themselves but for others, they go and they do this kind of stuff. I can only imagine, because that's what's going to happen. I mean, you have to sit there and be smart to dig into this stuff and go and find the records, and then be smart enough and I guess balls or vajayjay enough to repost these images that you know, yeah, I got a feeling there's probably got to be a lot of different terms used at the very least, because I mean, there's so different aspects that you're coming at this. You know what I mean? There's emotional trauma, distress that's been caused.
Sure. Yeah. Anybody who saw
And it's
that.
not just one, and it's multiple counts.
Yeah.
It's multiple counts. You know, you got an account on Shiloh now. You have an account on Zoe now. You got an account on whoever else is associated
He had
with
a
the state.
huge,
So
he has a huge family. I mean, he told me he had great grandchildren. So we have great grandchildren, grandchildren, we have children, we have spouses, we have, I mean, the community. What about the entire community, the Santa Fe community? I mean, the list goes on and on. What was interesting, I didn't hear you say, but I heard Candy and Trusted say, is a psychological evaluation. So let me ask you this. Somebody, you're sleeping in the middle of the night, somebody breaks into your house. Are you going to sit there and ask them about their psychological evaluation and call somebody up and say, hey, you know, I want to make sure before I shoot this guy that he's not mentally ill? We're not going to do that, right?
Unfortunately,
we're not going to do that.
I'll be on the phone with police being, there's one dead here at my address.
Yeah, right.
Please come pick them
some
up.
people don't dial 911, you know, and they do after the fact, and that's fine, to each his own. I'm not saying.
Well, I'm just saying, if I don't invite you into my house, then there's no reason why anybody would be in my house. You know what I mean?
Right. So
and if somebody's
do
in my
you
house,
have time to psychologically evaluate someone?
No.
You don't?
Well, I mean, the court does.
Well, the
right?
court does, yes.
After the
but
fact.
Candy,
After the fact, yeah.
here's the thing, Candy, and I get what you're saying. I'm not putting down what you're saying. I totally get it, and I'm somewhere in the middle, because I get that. However, here's the huge however. What I have an issue with, if it's the individual that we feel it is, and we don't know that to be a fact, but if it's the individual that we feel that it is, this person is quite capable and quite cunning to manipulate. And what I think this person is doing how do I say this without saying names? It would not surprise me if this individual has manipulated another individual to do the dirty work, to basically carry get the brunt of what's coming. But as Carl said, it doesn't matter.
Nonetheless, I mean, as they say, follow the money, and in this case, it's follow the digital trail.
Yeah. They're all anybody involved in this is going down. And good. But I have a sneaking suspicion
in the chase that would publicly try to recruit people to commit crime, and got called out on it. I called the person out on it, where he was trying to get people to go trespass on a person's property that
Right.
was fenced off, had a gate, that
Yep.
was locked, and was telling people to jump the fence, that the treasure is definitely in there, and he just can't go there because of the expense of it, and his wife doesn't want him making those expenditures. 'cause
Right,
she-
but get some other patsy to go ahead and do your dirty work and get caught and get shot. Right, exactly.
Exactly.
Yep, and we all know who that patsy is. So that's a shame for that person. But the point is, I have a sneaking suspicion based on something I read earlier this afternoon that this individual is trying to backpedal now and is doing exactly what you guys, well, what Candy and Trusted are saying, like, well, I don't know who I am, and some days I'm this person, and some days I'm that person, and
It wouldn't,
oh,
so
gee. Well, really?
here's the thing. It's not just this, and it's not just the video that they're gonna look at. They're gonna look at the entire YouTube channel, the entire
And the
Facebook
comments, and the
chat,
And the comments, yep.
all the comments.
Yeah,
They're gonna
backpedal all
they're gonna
day
look
long,
at this
sweetheart. It's
person's,
not gonna
all
work.
these
Yep.
person's emails now is gonna be
Yes.
open.
Yeah,
All
Oh,
this
yeah.
person's personal information will now be in the
Everything
hands
will
of
be
an
investigated.
attorney now.
correct.
Will be
correct.
investigated. And now
Yep.
it's not just this person, but
Yep.
now the ship is there's an anchor
Mhm.
and a line, and there's a ship. So
And
I
Candy,
mean, we
guess
got to
what?
follow this
Candy.
direction.
Guess what, Candy? All
What?
those people that sent you all those horrible emails and made all those terrible, accusations about you,
evidence.
they're all going to be exposed. So yeah, yep.
I mean, if
Oh,
I was
wow.
Carl Summers, I would totally have a cease and desist, a or at least a temporary hold on his YouTube channel until this is.
I'm
figured
wondering why
And then,
YouTube has not taken. I'm looking now on my phone, and I am wondering, and I hate to even. I don't even want to look at it, but I will look it up, and it's still there.
I mean, they wouldn't if they both were to try to destroy any information. I mean, that would, I think, isn't that a crime itself?
Yeah.
trying to
No,
destroy
to request
information.
it being taken down because of the sensitive. No, I
No,
mean,
if they tried to delete it, isn't that spoliation of
Because if
evidence?
they
or
sit there
something?
and try now to destroy their
Yeah,
hard
they've got
drive,
the
because if
evidence.
I were
They have-
them, I would. Not saying I
they
would,
have
but any
everything.
smart
They have
person
everything
would.
timestamped.
But they
yeah.
have what's already saved in the cloud.
Yeah.
So the servers, whatever YouTube, Google, Microsoft, what they have saved on their things, whatever's saved on Nirvana.
Yeah. And I'm just sitting here looking, good Lord, we still have crazy lady trying to, oh, I'm not gonna say, forget it.
Oh,
Oh, you can hear the rain?
I
it
figured
soothing
it
in the background
out.
or what?
Oh my God.
What?
That $25,000 Utah treasure hunt that's going on right now.
Yeah, you got it?
No, I know how to start it. Okay, that's why everyone's being so confused, because I've had it for a while, but you can't just, okay, so it's gonna be, I gotta go watch that movie now.
Ooh. Well, listen, you guys, I'm gonna hop off. I have been on far longer than I anticipated, but Kiwi, greatly appreciate you allowing me to hop on. Candy and Trusted, thank you for your input, and let's just try in any way possible we can to support the family in this horrific attack that has been made on Forrest and his family. And you know what? It'll all work out.
I agree.
It'll all work out. And thanks for the platform. I greatly appreciate it, Kiwi. And happy Father's Day. And you guys have a great rest of the weekend.
Thank you.
Catch you soon.
You
Bye-bye.
too. Enjoy your
Bye,
weekend.
Dan.
Bye. Thanks, you guys. Take care.
You
Later.
too.
All right, who's next to drop off?
Me. I'm
right.
gonna go watch the movie.
All right, what's the name of the movie?
Back to the Future.
Okay, the first one?
Yeah.
All right. Y'all heard
Good
it
luck
here.
with 25K.
25K treasure hunt somewhere. Watch the movie Back to the Future. Why? I don't know, but if you check it out, maybe there's a connection. Thanks, Indy, and again, congratulations on your achievements.
you.
Again,
Trusted. You know, you could buy a lot of vacuum seals with $25,000.
heck yeah.
You get a vacuum seal. You get a vacuum seal.
And you get a vacuum seal. Can I have mine etched with kiwi on there?
Yeah,
Kiwi's
I'll
Road
even
in
throw in a copper cup.
Dude, I would so love a copper cup that had a picture of kiwi and Kiwi's Road. I think that would be awesome. And the mountain right behind it with a river stream. Hell
If I
yeah.
win the hunt, I'll send that to you, Kiwi.
I got the design right now in my head, and I might sketch it, I think. Like do a real rough design. I
That'd
don't
be
know,
cool.
I see it.
Well, it's been really fun hanging out with you guys. Trusted. Always love to talk to you and see you. Kiwi, thank you so much for having me on here. I'm going to scuttle
Anytime.
away over yonder now.
All right.
It was
I think I'll go
it was
watch me
my
some of that too here in a
pleasure.
second.
It was my
Go ahead,
pleasure,
Chuck.
Lady Otakano. I'll see you around out there. I'm glad you're doing
Oh.
well.
Thank you. You as well. And let us know more about those vacuum seals when you can.
Right? Because I want to definitely build one. Trusted.
Yes.
You next?
For what?
I don't know. Are we ending the stream or are we still going?
It's up to you.
Well, I mean, what does people in the chat want? Is there anything else to talk about? I mean, there's all kinds of things to talk about. But like, I don't know. What do we want to talk about?
I don't really have anything specific. It was fun to get to show my garden project
I
progress.
know, I appreciate that.
And thank you. And to show my vacuum sealer again. I'm hoping I can get more of the jars. Last time that I got that at Walmart, the last time that I've been at Walmart, they haven't had them. Oh, heck, actually, it's been quite a long time.
What,
But I have
mason
to try
jars?
to. No, the big jar that's the vacuum vessel.
How big is that one?
I'm not sure the measurement. I'll have to measure it and try to hunt down to see for a supply of them so I can get at least one more. If not, I'm going to have to get something else.
Amazon. Bet you
And I think
Amazon
I can
has
do
it.
it with some plumbing pipe and some fittings. So maybe I'll do it that route. I'll figure it out one way or another. But I am going to do a video that shows start to finish how to build one.
You should actually do a video that actually shows the whole process like you did, because that way I can go back and watch the process versus trying to look at it on my small screen. You know what I mean? Because I'd
Oh,
like
yeah,
to
when
see
I-
that whole process in a nice clear video.
Yes, I'll do it in a do-it-yourself kind of video where I show all the parts and how I put the parts together and how to operate it.
I think it'll be cool.
I
I don't think it'll be cool. I
enjoy
know
that
it'll
kind
be
of-
cool. I can watch it right now. I'm watching it right now. I'm watching you do it. That's a cool video that you're gonna do.
But you
But-
know, there's a lot of things I gotta do. But I definitely have to hunt down a vessel.
You should hang like some old like real old, like kitchenware or something next to it. That would
Yeah,
that then
I could
you know what I mean?
decorate up the location. I mean, I
Just a
have it in
couple
my
things, a few things on the left, a few things on the right, a little thing hanging here with like a little plant.
uh-huh.
Hell yeah, dude, it's gonna be cool. See?
But that's important stuff. I made that because I was trying to find the attachment that goes onto the electric vacuum sealer machine. And I forget which brand it was. It's a major brand that I had one years ago, but I was going to get a new one if I could get the attachment. And it was just an attachment that went on top of the jar. But still, it's electric, and I wanted to have a manual one. And I was looking at how other people were building them, and all of them required multiple pumping. When I first built it, mine required multiple pumping because of the nozzle end that I was using. So I removed the nozzle end. I found a plumbing fitting that was big enough, I think a 3/4 inch with a thread on it. And the thread was just the right size with some duct tape put around it to screw it into the end of the hose. And I'm like, that's perfect. So that's how I ended up with what I ended up with. But if I was to use, let's say, a 6-inch pipe, plumbing pipe, and put a cap on one end that's solid and a cap that's a screw cap on the top with the fittings sticking out of that, that would work too. So maybe that would be the direction that I'll end up going, is getting the pipe and those couple fittings.
A little fine tuning.
Yeah.
I like it. No, actually, these mosquitoes are eating me enough already. It's kind of I don't know. I think I might go in here in a second. Or now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool. You don't have to stay on for my sake. I don't, I'm kind of probably going to be grasping at straws on what to talk about unless you lead the conversation.
Right. And I'm never in the conversation. Except for there's somebody here always talking to. Sometimes they answer the way I want them to, and sometimes I don't. I'm gonna have like 10 mosquito lumps on my feet. And of course, I didn't spray or anything. But they're only attacking my feet. They haven't really attacked my arms or anything. So
Yeah,
yeah.
mosquitoes are no fun.
Yeah. Nope. I think that there's steam's running out of this engine. And so with that, I guess I'll say appreciate you for coming on there, Trusted. OTAC, thanks for coming on. Pam, thank you for coming on. And all you lovely people in the chat room, thank you for coming aboard this crazy train through Miners Madness as we went through the Chase Marketplace and realized that there's some legal guy walking around the aisles. It's going to be an interesting Monday at the very least. And so I guess a new fuse has been lit. And unfortunately,
Well,
in a negative way.
in actuality, we, the public, shouldn't really be hearing about what's going on. It's not normal for people to do step by step of what's going on in any court case. It's not normal what we've seen in the Chase. And Kyle certainly isn't going to behave in that manner.
Nope.
Is the person that's doing wrong going to behave in that manner? I wouldn't advise it.
Yeah. Nope. It's going to be interesting though. That's for sure. And I wouldn't doubt it if there's a lot of words that will be used. Because there's no place for it. Like you said, it is an indefensible thing.
Oh,
And I think that there
I believe in a literal and legal aspect. There's no defense. None.
Yeah.
Zero.
No, I'm like 1,000% ching on board. Yeah.
Okay. I'll end it then. You have a good night, Kiwis Road. Thank you for having me on.
I agree with
And,
you.
get some work done, will you?
I have. I probably should. I might post a series of pictures if I haven't about the trailer disappearing or the camper when I tore it down. I was taking pictures along the way as it was shrinking down.
You
I
tore
sent them off to a friend.
you tore the whole camper apart?
Yeah, it was like a 19-foot double axle, 19-foot or so double axle camping trailer that was just full of some stuff. And so we had to clean out all that stuff, blah, 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 blah. Had to let the raccoons relocate twice. Yeah, the first time I'm like, there's this big, so in the bathroom, there was stuffed this egg roll cart, you know what I mean? For whipping out an extra bed, throw some egg foam cart down and lay on top of that, right? And so I'm all like, well, I'm just gonna take this trash bag here and I'm gonna shove it over the top and just get it inside the bag, and then that's what I'm doing. I got the bag over the top and I'm shimmying it down. I'm all shimmying, I'm moving around. I'm shaking. I'm trying to get the trash bag down. Then I pull it over and I look and there's Mama. And she's looking at me and I see the babies and I'm just like looking at Mama. I'm looking at the babies. She's looking at me. I'm looking at Mama. I'm frozen there. I'm like, man, I hope this thing ain't got rabies or nothing. I just slowly put that thing back down and I got out of there. I was like, all right, let me think about this. I'm like, all right, Mama, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. So I went in there because I had already torn out the refrigerator out the back, the heater out the back, the water heater, a couple other metal boxes out the front and back. So there's a big hole in the roof now, like a nice, 4x4 foot hole in the roof that I cut out for the AC. So the AC dropped on top of all that stuff. Poor animals. They were going through a change in their world. But so I moved everything so that there was a way for her to get out in the back. She already had an entrance in the back of the camper where there was a big hole in the corner. And then I moved the trash bag and the stuff out of the way. I pulled it back out of the way, and then I, closed the door behind me. And yeah, let her move, and she moved through the night. I'm like, all right, cool, awesome. I'm back in there. I start moving some more stuff, and all of a sudden, you can hear the little baby raccoons going, just purring or whatever. Not purring, like a little grunt. I don't know. It was weird. I heard it twice and it was like, okay, they're still here. So I went back out, got a light, put it on there so that was light throughout the night. Had a radio on, and next morning she was gone with the babies. So they peacefully relocated themselves. So yeah. And then the last picture I took was the steps to get into the camper, 4 wheels, and the tongue that was cut off of the entire trailer bed. So it was just a tongue and 4 tires and steps. So
Yeah, I seen the
yeah,
video.
I'll do that later on. I'll
showing
post
the
that on
frame.
the community page section. But yeah, Nope, I'm down to 5% on my phone battery anyway, and that's how I'm streaming. So I guess with that, again, thanks, Trusted, for coming by, and I will get some more work done.
Good. Work is good, and your father should be happy with you.
Oh wait, what happened?
I don't know. Did I just take over?
I don't know, probably, but my phone's dying. Like it probably, I thought it was shutting off on me. Like seriously, I got scared. I'm like, this thing's shutting down now. I don't even realize it. But yeah, no, again for the
No,
third time.
you're still the host.
All right, before it does cut me off, saying my goodbyes. Oh, damn. Oh, my feet itch. Ah. All right. Y'all keep calm and treasure on.
Oh, I got a good
Happy
tip for
Father's
you then.
Day.
I have a
good
good
what?
tip for you then. An oatmeal bath.
Okay.
Check that out. Look that up on the internet on how to make an oatmeal bath to get rid of the itch. Well, good night, Kiwis Road, and good night, everyone in chat.